on the hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Energy prices spiked after Israeli strike on an Iranian gas field. And as CBS's Erica Brown reports,
President Trump said that he told Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu not to strike Iran's South Pars oil field, which sparked a retaliatory attack on the world's largest liquefied natural gas terminal in Qatar.
On occasion, he'll do something, and if I don't like it, and so we're not doing that anymore.
The attacks on oil and gas facilities around the Gulf come as Iran continues to block the Strait of Hormuz.
Tom Close, a chief energy advisor for Gulf Oil, says he does not think if the war ended soon that things would return to normal quickly.
Every dollar per barrel works out to about 2.5 cents a gallon for gasoline. We're certainly going to surpass $4 a gallon in the next 3 or 4 days, perhaps in the next 2 days.
CBS News has learned that former FBI Director James Comey has been subpoenaed by federal prosecutors in Miami as part of the Justice Department's investigation into Obama-era intelligence officials. One of two sources tell CBS News that federal prosecutors have issued more than 130 subpoenas since the start of the investigation last year. Axios was the first to report the subpoenas. And as unpaid TSA workers call in sick, Houston Airports recommends passengers arrive 3 hours early for domestic flights and 4 hours early for international flights. CBS's Skylar Henry in Atlanta.
Incredibly long lines with those waiting in the main checkpoint for more than an hour. It's something that we have seen for days now as the TSA continues the increased number of call-outs. Atlanta ranks in the top 3 of airports that have seen the number of call-outs rise in recent days.
A dangerous heat wave breaks records across Southern California as temperatures are expected to keep climbing through tomorrow in Santa Maria, California.
We're working our way into spring. It feels like summer already.
An extreme heat warning will remain in effect until 8 p.m. on Friday for much of Southern California. Also feeling the heat, portions of Nevada, Arizona, and New Mexico. Blood banks are facing a severe shortage of O-negative blood.
Dr. David Leon at UC Davis says this winter's big storms and illnesses have kept many donors away, including those all-important O-negative donors.
O-negative is kind of the safest blood to give when you don't have their blood type identified and you need blood immediately.
Leon is urging his fellow anesthesiologists, who administer 60% of blood transfusions, to use O-negative sparingly.
Type and crossing patients' blood type as soon as they hit the door. So you can, again, try to minimize the use of these O-negative blood units.
CBS's Michael Wallace reporting. This is CBS News.
Go to the ends of the earth, half a world away. Reach for the stars.
If I take time to think, they might go get Brad.
On CBS, Sunday morning.
Seattle's mayor pauses a surveillance program. That's one of the stories coming up after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
All right, Aaron, this one brought to us by your Seattle Mariners and Tumwater. We're about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours into this crash, North 5 at Trosper Road. It's blocking 2 right lanes, and you're in a 3-mile bumper-to-bumper backup starting at State Route 121. Plan on a half hour to get through this. Now, this involved a couple semis in a passenger car. We've towed, all that's left to tow away is one semi, so we're getting close to clearing this. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway just jumped to 50 minutes. You're stop and go from Renton into Sumner. Westbound 18, you're going to jam up at Military Road over to I-5. Seattle to Federal Way, 40-minute drive. Your usual backup starting at the Duwamish Curve. North 405 slows from South Center through the Renton S-curves. Southbound, we're slow from Mid-Bellevue down to the Renton landings. Bellevue to Renton right now is going to take you a half hour. Through Seattle, North 5, we're pretty solid now from the Michigan Curve across the Ship Canal Bridge. Plan on a half hour to get through this. And South 5, stop and go from Northeast 50th down to I-90. Don't miss opening day on Thursday, March 26th at T-Mobile Park. Get your tickets at mariners.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. No more masks for immigration agents in Washington. Governor Bob Ferguson signed that bill today, banning face coverings for all law enforcement. KIRO News Radio's John Repp reports.
Flanked by supporters at Seattle's El Centro de la Raza, Governor Ferguson formally signed 2 bills aimed at transparency and officer identification, including a bill that State Senator Javier Valdez says is a direct response to masked federal agents in local communities.
No more hiding your identity while you're interacting with the public. The public deserves to know who you are.
Ferguson also signed a law strengthening identification requirements for law enforcement in the state. John Repp, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle man who police call a persistent armed fentanyl dealer will spend 20 years in prison. Federal judge sentenced 34-year-old Leon Henderson today. Federal prosecutors say he was arrested 3 times in 2023, police recovering more than 18,000 fentanyl pills. Henderson also had a prior conviction tied to forcing a woman into prostitution. Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson says she is pausing the planned expansion of a police camera surveillance program. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
The program was launched last year with 62 cameras in downtown, the Chinatown International District, and on Aurora Avenue North. Mayor Wilson says the expansion of the program to the Stadium District, the Central District around Garfield High School, and on Capitol Hill will be paused
until we are able to complete an audit and strengthen protections. This audit will specifically examine whether current policies and practices address potential harms to civil rights and civil liberties.
The mayor says cameras in the Stadium District will be online by the start of the FIFA World Cup. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Mariners just named their opening day starter.
And Logan Gilbert, brilliant tonight in Detroit. Strikeout number 7.
It'll be Logan Gilbert's second straight year taking the mound to start the season. The M's will begin their season on next Thursday, taking on the Cleveland Guardians. To your weather update now, cloudy skies and rain across the map. We'll see some rain turning to showers for tomorrow, drying out by Saturday. Right now, 54 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show.
Oh.
Thank you.
This is Dennis from Seattle.
Oh, good.
Listen, guys.
Yeah.
You're probably wondering, what's on my mind? Well,
not really.
The same thing that's on your mind. Plumbing, heating, cooling, and let's not forget electrical. You see, we have a lot in common, right?
Oh, my God.
I guess. I think. Maybe.
There you go. Listen, we don't screen him, obviously. That's Dennis who starts out every single text message at the end of the show. And here he is starting the beginning of the show. Careful there, Joe. You need a little help?
Excellent. Got a pill for that?
Longevity medical clinic.
My dorsal fin is having trouble.
Whoopsie. It's not going to be a very exciting show, or you're seated. All right, look at this. Wow, we got 2 pages of news. Whew. Yesterday we only had 1 without a staple. We're saving money around here. According to Joe, this is all the news. Shelley Harker does a piece about Seattle Rapid Ride J-Line. For those of you who have no idea where it is, it's right in our backyard. That is on East Lake Avenue. They're spending $156 million. Buses don't get a priority lane, but bikes, welcome to the new world. What will the effect be on all the businesses? If you know 14 Carat, it's been there for probably how many years? You're not here yet. Hang on. 1977. Okay. Business is down 35 to 45%. That's probably speaking for a whole bunch of other businesses that are there as well. But it's important that they have 2 lanes for the bikes going and coming and going. You only get a couple lanes for the cars, and nobody seems to care. Plus, this is probably the worst way to break up with somebody. Go on a hike and then get to your destination. Normally at some altitude a little higher than you were at sea level. And I don't know whether it's a lack of oxygen or whatever, but then something horrible happens. And I have a personal story to go along with that.
Oh, my.
All right.
That's the tea.
Thank you, gassy old lady. Passenger jumps to stop a bus after the driver suffers a medical emergency on Greenwood. Over there in Greenwood. Has he been considered a hero?
Absolutely.
Okay. They're going to have a day for him?
Probably not.
Okay. Has Keanu Reeves called him at all and given him any tips, any pointers on how to...
I'm not sure, but I'll check.
Thank you. Plus, the FBI, whether departing counter-terror... this is the... Oh, Joe, my God. Joe went deep into the rabbit hole. Joe, just summarize everything that's going to happen at 4 o'clock.
Let's see. Joe Kent, former director of counterintelligence or counterterrorism, went on Tucker Carlson's show.
2 hours long.
2 hours long, and he says a lot, and I believe him.
Here, I'm just going to give you the 4 pieces. It's Joe Kent says he ties in Charlie Kirk. He ties in the Mossad. That's the Secret Service sort of shady spies of Israel. He ties in attempted threats on Donald Trump's life and the power that Israel has in order to influence the United States in its war in Iran.
Bingo.
Plus, there's a guy that's got himself a nice little business. He set this up, basically, if you're a conservative or somebody that is to the right of everybody else, and you want to move somewhere, this company will take care of everything for you, from listing your house and selling your house and moving you, and then it'll tell you where you say, I like this and I want this. This is important for my kids. I want to move out of a blue state into a red state. This company hires the entire thing, runs the entire thing for you. He's going to give you his latest numbers of what's happening in from Washington to other states. And then Burger King decides it's going to follow the path of Domino's and Avis. Remember that? When they decided they sort of sucked at what they were doing, so they thought, we'll just admit that we're bad. And once we admit we were bad, people will go, see, I told you sucked. And then people will give them another chance. They're hoping to follow the same path of Avis and Domino's because they've got a whole new burger and they fired the king. Will it work? The answer will shock you.
Wow, that's a tease.
All right. We'll get to the rest of stuff later. All right, let's get to this one. I was thinking, I was at 14 Carat, as I do on a weekly basis. I go there for 3 poached eggs, bacon, wheat toast, and hash browns. Thank you. Paulie comes over to me, whose mom has started this restaurant how many years ago?
Well, she got it in 92. The restaurant's been there since 1977.
Oh, my gosh. All right. So it's been in the family. Your sister works there. You work there. Yep. And you guys have been battling City Hall for how long?
It started in 2015. We heard about the Rapid Ride project. That was the first part of it. And then in 2019, we started petitioning for it and created the East Lake Merchants.
So you sent a letter, you and the East Lake Merchants sent a letter to going all the way back to 2019. So you had who was responsible for the WASDOT and the rest of the stuff you were talking to? You remember who you were talking to at that point? Or did you go right to the mayor?
Well, we went right to Jenny Durkin. There's Garth Merrill was part of SDOT.
Oh yeah, okay.
There was who else? Greg Spots, but I think Greg Spots just stepped down. We were just we'd go to meetings. Everybody was going to meetings.
Yeah,
they. Cascade Bike Club had meetings. We all just attended these meetings. And then, let's see, during the Biden administration on this, it did get defunded at one. They didn't give the federal funding out.
Okay.
It got stalled or canceled. I'm not sure if it was for political reasons or not. And then, we're back with $156 million of federal funding for 2 bike lanes, 1 on each side of the road, and the removal of 327 or 350 parking spots.
And that's the thing that bothers you. So East Lake Avenue every day has 5,000 people on the Route 70 bus, thousands more in cars, and anywhere between 3 to 4% of the people surrounding the neighborhoods commute by bike. Not the whole city, not the neighborhood. So this is where it gets down to, and this has been a bugaboo for a lot of folks, that the amount of money the city spends on bike lanes. And they say, well, if you build it, they will come, right? Then if you build it and it's safer, we'll see more people riding. That has not necessarily been the case because you have weather, you have hills, you have male, female, more males ride bikes than females. And they've come up with a number, which they don't even actually have a really good number. Portland does a better job of keeping track of the real number of people that are commuting on bikes. So you look at this thing just simply as this is unfair. You spend all this money, you take away all of our parking. It's going to affect 350 some parking spots, plus all the businesses. Have you noticed since they started all this construction, has business been down for you? You're losing money?
Oh, yeah. Not just us, everybody. 30 to 45% in gross sales decreasing. People having a real difficult time in finding space to park. Elderly families trying to walk into businesses, not just our business, everybody's business. The dry cleaners, dropping kids off at the daycare over at the Aries building, going to get coffee at East Lake Coffee, or going to the Otter Bar. They're having trouble finding parking there for sure.
So what's the city say to you? You're a bunch of businesses. You guys have all been there for a long time. What's been the response?
Oh, at the meetings? Oh my gosh. The city was like, well, first of all, they definitely reassured us that none of this would cause any decrease in sales or any problems at all. Well,
right.
That's not true.
I saw the analysis that they did, that they thought that the parking disruption would not be a bad thing.
Yeah, they told us that. They actually came into the meeting. We held one meeting and they came in and they told us it's proven not to affect any of these businesses. It's just going to prove the road and they'll find a magical spot to park in. So at that meeting, we asked, well, if it does, can we get some kind of some assistance, financial assistance? Is there any financial assistance for any of these small businesses that you guys are going to disrupt?
Yeah.
They said no. Recently, they have just, a lot of squeaky wheels.
Yeah.
Came out and
squeaky bike wheels or
squeaky merchant wheels came
merchant
out.
Wheels,
and
okay.
they did allocate out of $156 million. They allocated $200,000 for over 100 million or for over 100 businesses.
Okay.
To subside and help and assist. So I don't think that's quite enough. Do you? Do you, John? Do you think $200,000?
That's like 7 or 8 poached eggs over there.
Yeah, right.
All right. So at this point, it's fait accompli. They are going to this Eastlake Avenue. There's going to be a bike lane on one side, a bike lane on the other. Right. There's going to be a bus that's going to be on this lane as well. But that's going to be sharing the same lane as the cars. Because right now, it's 4 lanes, or it used to be anyway.
Right. It's going to be two traffic lanes. The center will be a rapid ride. The far side will be a bike lane. The other side will be a bike lane. No parking. And then get this: if you want your beer loaded or your goods loaded, the loading vehicles need to park up on the hill.
What hill?
Yeah, well, they need to go to the left or right, and they relocated the loading zones.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So.
How many bikes? And you did this is sort of not a scientific study, but it doesn't seem to matter because the city of Seattle doesn't do those either. How many people go by on bikes regularly? I know you were taking video on rainy days and sunny days, and you were going back and forth.
Well, back in 2019, we kind of did a little survey of ourselves. We filmed, we watched sunny day, summer day, rush hour. I mean, literally, I didn't see more than one bicycle go by. And then we interviewed cyclists, and they feel safer going down on Fairview, down by the water, and doing that route versus coming down Eastlake. I mean, we live in Seattle. I mean, you might ride your bike. I don't think grandma and grandpa and their grandkids are going to get on a bicycle, park in front of a restaurant, and come out. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what they said.
There's not enough cyclists here to even make this make sense. We live in the rainiest city in the nation, and we're catering to bike lanes. I think that's asinine.
Well, you can't park your bike anywhere here without it getting stolen.
Well, okay, now, Joe, come on.
It's serious. My wife's bike got stolen right out of her.
We don't like to use the word stolen. We like to use the word redistributed to a person who needed it more.
Fair.
Okay.
Here's the deal, and I'm a cyclist, so
right.
I don't hate bicyclists. It's just that.
Well, you understand the power, right? Yeah. The Cascade Bicycle Club and the Washington Bike, that's sort of the lobbying part of it. They give a lot of money to PACs that give a lot of money to lawmakers who then turn around and write laws and get money back to them. So they invest a certain amount of money, they get a certain amount of money back. They invested a bunch of money into the male and female prostitutes that work there in Olympia. And then in return, they got, I think, $7 million or it was like $7 million to teach kids how to ride bikes. And I might be a little off on the number, but generally, a little slot machine action, right? Put the quarter in, eventually pays off. So it pays off for these people. You guys are not giving enough money to the folks, the oldest profession in the world, lawmakers that put out. So you're not giving them enough money in order for them to see the loss that you're experiencing because you lose those parking spots. Plus, those parking spots are being used by these awful things called cars.
That's right.
So that's a problem.
Horrible.
So what's going to happen? What's going to happen to those businesses? Because there's going to be lower tax base, less sales tax, less money back to the city. But as long as the bike lanes are serving the how many hundreds, whatever, going back and forth.
Yeah, I don't know. You got to go up on Capitol Hill and look what they did up there on Madison, and you got to go talk to the people on Roosevelt when they did that. There's a lot of those businesses that aren't there. There's nobody there to talk to, unfortunately, because they have dispersed. I don't know if you guys remember 35th Avenue. They were going to do the same thing. There was a whole campaign, Save 35th.
Yeah, and
it ran through 2 city councils there, and they ended up fighting that legally and having it completely dropped. So they did not continue with the bike lanes on 35th Avenue. They won that. I think you're going to see, and you are seeing, I've already seen businesses leaving because they see what's coming ahead. There was Eastlake Males left. There a couple of hairdressers left. Some salons have left. There's people considering packing up and getting out of town. It's unfortunate. It's so unfortunate because our downtown is so bad right now. And I feel like they're targeting our small neighborhoods now. We got big business being targeted. We got small businesses being targeted. It's like we need to support businesses, small and large. Support us. Don't deport the business.
Right. That's Paulie from 14 Carat. You've seen the restaurant if you've ever even gone on Eastlake Avenue, right next to the zoo. It's that restaurant that's been there for all of those years. You guys are not opened on Tuesday. You're open on Monday and all these other weird days. But your sister's in there all the time. You're in there all the time. So how often do you think about, let's just sell the place? We've had it since 91. It's been around since 77. It is an institution in Seattle. But at a certain point, as you see 40% of your gross sales are down because there's no parking, because people they're not going to, they want the convenience of parking going in and having breakfast. They don't want to have to try to find some parking spot somewhere.
Exactly.
So what happens?
We just went out to dinner the other day and we mentioned it. And my mom's 83. We sat around a table. Should we sell? We talk about it all the time. We do toy with the idea, but I don't know. There's so many iconic, there's like 50 or so businesses on Eastlake that have been there. There's businesses that have been there for over 50 years. There's some iconic businesses on that street. And I just think that they need to maybe consider prioritizing the funds and figuring out a useful way to help small businesses out. I just think they need to prioritize where the $156 million is going.
Well, it's too late now. I hate to say that because they're tearing it all up. They've been doing the construction for a year and a half or something. Charlie's got a great piece on mynorthwest.com. It's basically just laying out where all the money's going. I always think it's interesting that they really believe that more and more people will ride their bikes. I look at the demographics and say how many people are riding the bikes, where they normally go. The highest number of commuters were going to the Allen Institute. There's been some layoffs there, but it's primarily male, but between a certain age, that's the demographic. The rest of the people are not going to ride because it's raining and it's too inconvenient. You get to work and you're all sweaty and stinky. But if you don't mind going to work stinky and sweaty, then you'll continue to want those bike lanes. But for everybody else, we pay for it and they enjoy the benefit. And for you guys on Eastlake Avenue and for the rest of us here, it seems like a fait accompli. And it's unfortunate. But in the meantime, keep pumping out the great big cookies.
Thanks. I appreciate it. I would have been here sooner, but I couldn't find parking.
There's give him one for that. Give him one for that. Let him leave. He couldn't find. He would have been here. Let's try it again. He would have been here early, but he couldn't find parking. Doctor, I was playing the harmonica and I swallowed it. Well, just be glad you weren't playing the piano.
Yeah.
Oh, knock it off. Okay, Paulie, back to work. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. Good. There he goes. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
All right, John. The Emerald Queen Casino has the update. Tumwater, good news. After 2 hours, we just cleared that long-term collision North 5 at Trosper Road. This opens up 2 lanes, and already that earlier 3-mile backup is quickly clearing out. West Olympia, we have a new collision northbound 101 at the State Route interchange. You're backed up to Mud Bay Road, about a mile thick backup here. Seattle to Federal Way is up to 45 minutes. You're packed from MLK Junior Way all the way to 516. North 405, you're going to slow from South Center up to the VMAC now. South Center to Bellevue is at 25 minutes. South 405 slows from Bellevue to the Renton Landing. Bellevue to Renton is up to 35 minutes. That's a 10-minute delay. Here in Seattle, North 5 are pretty solid from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. It's about a half hour to get through this. Seattle to Everett, 40 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, 50 minutes. And once you get into Everett, North 5, you're slow from the Boeing Freeway all the way into Marysville. Get ready to be transported back to the golden era of rock. It's John Waite with John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band live at the Emerald Queen Casino April 9th. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Remember that time we were driving through France and for some reason we didn't have GPS?
Oh, for some reason? That reason would be that you didn't plug your phone in because you didn't have a charger.
Yeah, because I let you borrow my phone so you could call your mother, and you're on the phone for like 30 minutes telling her where we are. But that aside, we didn't know where we were going. We did fight a little bit because we didn't know where we were going. I think that Longevity Medical Clinic is like the GPS for us. They tell us which turns to make. They tell us which directions to go, right?
They do. And now I feel like the two of us together have a clear path and we have more control over our own health care.
Right, exactly. So you don't have to get out of the car and try to find information somewhere. It's all right there. As you're aging, all the little sort of turns you have to make in order to be able to have lots of energy and to enjoy your life. So for as far as I'm concerned, Longevity Medical Clinic is our GPS. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert, or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart. Just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most, after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife, Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Aren't you the company that gives away free furnaces?
That's us. Buy a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system and the furnace is free.
Wow.
Yeah, and our home comfort advisors are tax credit and rebate specialists, so they'll handle the rebate for you.
Go to CM Heating for better comfort, lower bills, and a free furnace you'll love for years. Get your free estimate for furnace replacement at cmheating.com. And remember, for furnaces, fireplaces, hot water, and total home comfort, including electrical, there's no beating CM Heating.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
If you've saved more than $300,000, there's one thing you can do now that could make your savings go twice as far in retirement, and it's tax planning. That's right, tax planning could significantly reduce the taxes on your IRA and 401k withdrawals, Social Security benefits, and other investment income. Charlie Harder here. Find out how much money you could save with a free retirement tax savings analysis from the good people at Boss Retirement Solutions. To schedule your free analysis, call 206-210-1350. Tax planning for retirement could reduce your taxes not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. And the savings could be six figures. Let's find out how much money you could save. Call 206-210-1350. 206-210-1350.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The nation's former director of counterterrorism is speaking out for the first time since resigning over the war in Iran. Joe Kent, a former political candidate here in Washington, spoke to the Tucker Carlson show last night.
Joe Kent first claimed Iran posed no imminent threat, then told Carlson he blamed U.S. airstrikes on pressure from the Israeli government. And for Iran possessing a nuclear weapon?
Was Iran on the verge of getting a nuclear weapon?
No, they weren't, 3 weeks ago when this started, and they weren't in June either.
Tuesday, the president called Kent weak on security matters. The New York Times reports he's under investigation for an intelligence leak. Luke Tucci, KIRO News Radio.
Amazon and Walmart are facing more than $1 million in fines from Washington's Department of Ecology. State regulators say the companies illegally sold climate-polluting cooling products. Amazon has been fined about $800,000. Walmart faces a more than $380,000 penalty. They both have 30 days to pay the fines or appeal. And some sad news today as Seattle police confirmed the body of a Ballard woman missing since February 28th was found yesterday. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has that update.
An investigator tells KIRO News Radio the body of 28-year-old Violet Benjamin was recovered in the water at a public boat launch at Shilshole Avenue Northwest and 14th Avenue Northwest. Her father, Yobi Benjamin, has been in Seattle searching for his daughter since she went missing. Now he waits for the medical examiner for more answers.
They just don't know whether there was foul play or not. It is too early to say what the cause of death is.
The medical examiner will perform an autopsy and toxicology to determine manner and cause of death. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
On this first day of March Madness, Washington's governor is talking professional basketball. Bob Ferguson has a meeting set for Monday with the NBA commissioner as the league considers expanding to Seattle. The governor tells KIRO 7 TV.
I plan to do a lot of listening. What I've tried to emphasize with him and others is that the state stands ready to be helpful, that this is a priority for me.
NBA owners will meet next week to vote on exploring adding teams to both Seattle and Las Vegas. Now to the real-time traffic desk. We check in with Nate Connors.
This one's brought to us by your Seattle Mariners. Up in Everett, North 5, you're slow from the Boeing Freeway into Marysville. You're at a decent pace, so Everett to Marysville is going to take you just 15 minutes. Seattle to Everett, 40 minutes. You're slow from Shoreline through Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, 50 minutes. Stop and go between Kirkland and Canyon Park, and then you'll jam up at that Alderwood interchange. South 5 heading into Seattle, we're starting to fill in pretty good now between Lake City Way and I-90. 25-minute trip between Linwood and Seattle. North 5, it is pretty solid between the West Seattle Bridge and your Ship Canal Bridge. It's a half hour from bridge to bridge. Seattle to Federal Way, 45 minutes, and it is packed from MLK Junior Way to 516. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, plan on 50 minutes. And we still got this collision in West Olympia, northbound 101 at the State Route 8 interchange. You're backed up approaching Mud Bay Road, about a 1 mile thick backup. Don't miss opening day on Thursday, March 26th at T-Mobile Park. Get you tickets at mariners.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Now to the forecast. Looking at cloudy skies, rain across the map today, and more showers for tomorrow. We dry out on Saturday. Right now, 55 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Am I talking about heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric? I believe I am. That's Home Comfort Alliance, the best in the business. Get yourself a heat pump. You know what? Heat pumps for everybody. Heat pump for you, Andrew. I'm going to get you one too, Aaron. Whether you need one or not, from Home Comfort Alliance.
Thank you.
That's the kind of guy I am.
I have one.
Maybe another one. Can't have enough.
Take it.
Fine. If I see it on Craigslist. 1-888-973-5476. All are welcome. Boy, we are loaded for bear when it comes to this Joe Kent thing from 2 hours on Tucker Carlson. And, gee whiz, I was just watching more of it. Just don't look at me like that. Can we do something happy?
Sure.
Yeah, here's a fun story. I don't know where they got this idea. The disturbing rise of alpine divorce. Well, it's not really quite divorce. It's just this weird trend that's been happening. I guess trend in that more people are putting it up on TikTok or something. Males and females say, I went for a walk with my boyfriend. And by the time we got to the top of whatever, he broke up with me and then just turned around and went back down the hill, and that was the last I saw of him. And the same thing could be happened where I walked up, my girlfriend broke up with me and then just left me there. Or you're walking along and all of a sudden they break up and the guy goes, okay, so you know what? It's just not working out. It's not you, it's me. And I'm heading back to the trailhead. And it's known as the Alpine divorce. I don't think that's the best way to break up somebody, especially it's all about timing. You just want to be able to, drop the bomb, get out of there. You just, it's clunky. You just don't want to do it at the beginning of something. You don't want to do it where you don't have a clean exit. You don't want to sit down at dinner with somebody, order a big meal, and then break up with a person while you're waiting for your steak to show up, especially if you got the French onion soup. Oof. So I don't know why it's a trend. Again, it's just bad timing. And maybe it's because these people are not new. Maybe they're new as sort of novices at relationships, and maybe they're sort of just figuring out, hey, I just finally figured out how to ask a girl out. I don't know how to break up with one.
At least they're doing it in person, though, I guess.
Yeah, the ghosting is the worst. Ooh. Just leave them completely alone.
I was so bad at breakups.
Oh, here we go.
I had relationships last years longer than they should have because I was so bad at breakups.
Yes. They say that men tend to just hang on and just let it wear down to nothing rather than face the awkward, painful breakup.
I had, and maybe this speaks to the girls I was dating when I was younger.
Yeah.
But I had my first two serious girlfriends both threatened to kill themselves when I said
over you.
Yeah. Yes. I'm like, okay, don't. And then I've always had that fear. With the breakups.
It was an Alpine breakup? Were they on the top of a cliff or a hill?
No, this is just standard, hey, over the phone, you know what? I think I'm done. And then it just goes bad, and then next thing you know, I'm talking them off a ledge.
You never ghosted anybody where you just simply never responded back again?
Yes. Well, as an adult. I was in long relationships consecutively, and essentially till I was 35. Yeah. And then I had a couple of years of a lot of dating. And because I was so bad and traumatized from breakups, that I would just
keep them going,
or just ghost. And that I know that's a bad thing, and shouldn't do that, but I did it.
And they would be texting and calling and just no response back.
What is this? Is this?
Where are you? What's going on? Oh, you feel bad. I can just see the pain in your face right now.
It's awful.
Golly. How do you ever find peace with yourself?
I found the right person. I dedicate my love and commitment to my wife, and I just try not to think about it.
You want to come clean and say any of their names on the air and just make you feel a little better? You could just say, broad sweeping, I'm sorry to all whose hearts have been broken.
I'm sorry to all whose hearts have been broken.
Okay.
It was me, not you. Most of the time.
I was always the one getting broken up with, so I didn't ever have to do the breakup stuff. It's always you're weird. Or at one time I had Jean Teneri get on the phone and call, what was her name? Oh, Randy Murtaugh. Still remember her number.
Isn't that weird?
I know. It was SU9. That was used to do letters. Oh. Yeah, SU9. I don't say it on the air.
What century was this?
I'll turn it off. It was SU90. Just like that.
They don't do letters anymore.
No, I know. That's how long ago.
I think you're okay.
Operator, get me Randy Murtaugh on line 1195, please. Wait a minute. Is this John Curley trying to date Randy Murtaugh? Hey, don't be spreading all them rumors around. She's a pretty gal. I was thinking about taking her down to the park and maybe making out with her over the St. Dennis Fair in the graveyard. Well, wait till I tell your mother. I see her at church on Wednesdays. Oh, come on now, Bessie. Just put me through to Randy Murtaugh.
You're going to make an honest woman out of her.
I will. So I got Gene Teneri. He was downstairs, I was upstairs and you used to be able to press 1 and 9 on the fancy phones, the beep boop beep boop, not the
touch
toners, right? So you push I push out 1 and 9, and then you could pick the receiver up, and you could hear, but they couldn't hear you. Basically, at halfway through the call, sobbing out loud like I was, because he says, "Hi, Randy, it's Gene Teneri. Just want to see how you're doing. And so are you, like, how are you?" And because at that time I was using Michael, right, for TV and everything. "So do you really like Mike Curley?" And she goes, "I got to be honest with you. The only reason I said I wanted to go out with him, well, 2 reasons. 1, I wanted to go to the Rolling Stones concert with him. And 2, I don't know. I feel so weird saying this. I just wanted to get closer to you because I really want to date you." And I'm upstairs in my house. And I'm like, "Oh, this would be an interesting response from him." Like, what's he going to say? He's like, "Oh, that's crazy." And she goes, "I know, it's kind of nuts." And I'm like, "Wait, it's crazy. It's crazy out there." Should just let the 1-9 come up and start screaming at them. And I was like, "Oh, okay. Oh, why don't you take the Rolling Stones tickets?" So I ended up not taking her. And I think Gene Teneri ended up dating her. But that was supposed to work for me. Like, he was supposed to get the inside skinny. Because you know how people were back then. You're like finding out, does she like it? Does she not like you?
Yep. We had 3-way calling in my day. And that's how you did the secret, find out who's into who.
There you go. Good old fun days.
Rolling Stone tickets, huh?
Yeah, at RFK Stadium in Philadelphia.
Who'd you take?
Nobody. I was so brokenhearted. I just let them go. And it rained that day, so it didn't matter. I didn't go.
Nobody used them?
Joe, you know what? It wasn't about the tickets. It was about her. All right? About her. So that's, we're okay now. So
now
weird. I still know our number. One day, my brother and I had a couple of drinks, and he's like, this is like 20 years ago. He goes, "Let's call over there." So I called. I call up. "Yeah, hi, is Randy there?" And the mom's still alive. She's like, "No, Randy hasn't lived here in like 35 years. Can I ask he's calling?" It's like, "Yeah, it's Gene Teneri." "Oh, hey, Gene, how are you?"
By the way, Randy and Gene, very confusing.
I knew that guy was something other than straight. No, Randy was the gal. Gene Teneri was the guy. All right, there you go. Straighten it all out. All right, and there's Nate. Also a guy doing traffic. Nathan?
Yes, sir. The KIRO Newsradio app has their update. Everett North 5 are slow from the Boeing Freeway all the way into Marysville, but don't let this discourage you. You're moving at a pretty good clip here. Everett to Marysville, right around 15 minutes. Getting to Everett from Seattle, it's a 45-minute trip. Bellevue to Everett, 50 minutes. Heading into Seattle from the north end, South 5, you're looking pretty good. You'll eventually get thick there, Lake City Way, and that continues to I-90. It's about 25 minutes from Linwood to Seattle. Now, North 5, it is solid between the West Seattle Bridge and the Ship Canal, half hour from bridge to bridge. Bellevue to South Center, a 35-minute trip. You're solid starting at 520. It doesn't let up till you get to the Renton Landing, and then you're solid again along South Center, approaching I-5. Seattle to Federal Way continues to climb. We're at 50 minutes, and it is packed. We'll call it the Boeing Access Road now, all the way to 516. Tacoma to Olympia, 45 minutes. And in West Olympia, we still have this collision, northbound 101 at State Route 8, and you're backed up approaching Mud Bay Road, about a mile thick backup. Text app to 888-973-5476 and download the KIRO Newsradio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Let me tell you how it works. Some firms discuss taxes at high levels. Others integrate sort of CPA professionals intended to create a more coordinated planning process. Here's what Madrona Financial and CPAs do. They combine the two. They combine the CPA firms and the investment advisory all under one roof. That's right. And that matters because a major federal legislation involving ongoing Washington state income tax and estate tax changes, the rules are shifting. And when the rules change, mistakes can be expensive. So tax planning involves more than just seeking financial products. This requires qualified professionals who understand how the law applies to your situation before decisions are made. For more information, you can visit the good people over there at madronafinancial.com or give them a call because you've got to get a plan. And again, we've got CPAs working with understanding tax implications and how everything changes. 833-673-7373. A smart call from you. Madrona Financial and CPAs. Informed planning starts here. 833-673-7373.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Yikey Wawa.
What?
My hot water.
Yeah?
Not so hot.
Water heater trouble?
It's not working.
We can fix that.
This week?
How about today?
Apollo Plumbing really is ready right now.
Especially when it comes to water heater replacement.
Think I need a new one?
Is it more than 10 years old?
It is.
Probably so.
Doesn't heat like it used to.
It runs out?
All the time.
That's a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
So are little leaks.
But Apollo can get me a new one?
Installed today by our clean screen trained and trusted plumbers. They're water heater experts.
But I probably got to pay a rush fee.
No extra charge.
You make this too easy.
We'll even haul off the old one.
A new water heater.
Same day. That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
This is going to get my budget in hot water.
Got you covered there too.
How?
Our available payment plans.
I don't have to wait?
Or take cold showers.
You are a lifesaver.
Call us this morning. You'll have hot water today.
That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
It's cold outside, and if you're noticing it's taking forever to heat your home, there are cold spots in certain rooms, your furnace turns off and on a lot, or it never stops, or maybe your energy bill is just way too high. These are all warning signs that your home needs a blanket. There may be something wrong with your insulation, which means not only are you uncomfortable in your own home, but you could be wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars a year in lost energy. Call Insulation Northwest today, and we'll send one of our professionals to give you a fast, free energy inspection to determine if there is a problem. And if there is a problem, we can fix it fast. Most jobs are completed in one day. You have nothing to lose. The inspection is free and only takes about an hour and could save you thousands. Keep the heat in, the cold out, and your energy bill low. Call Insulation Northwest today. Insulation Northwest, the real insulation company.
Please ask if you qualify for thousands of dollars of free rebates from your energy company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. John Curley here. Did you know that a new Lennox heat pump is a smart choice for total home comfort? That's right. One heat pump does the work of a furnace and air conditioner. And if your system's over 12 years old, it's on borrowed time and could be costing you up to 20% more than today's ultra-efficient models. Get Lennox heating and cooling for the price of AC. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com. For heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical, call the comfort people. HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
By the grace of God, when a bus driver had a medical emergency, someone had the peace of mind to be able to jump in and grab hold of that steering wheel and save countless lives.
Police say that crash scene spanned 5 blocks. The driver lost control, hit 7 cars along Greenwood Avenue before that passenger hopped behind the wheel and stopped it just down this hill.
Good job, passenger, for thinking on their feet.
It's an astonishing situation. You can see beat-up cars on the side of the road and the bus left with severe damage to the front end and a busted-out window. The bus finally stopped just feet from Rashami Ariel's salon.
I hear the sound.
Ariel says people waiting at the bus stop scrambled to get out of its way, and she worried it was going to crash into her business.
I was scared because the bus coming like this way towards to my salon.
Seattle police say the bus driver was taken to the hospital as a precaution, and so were the passenger who stopped the bus and the driver of a separate car. People who were nearby say that passenger's quick actions likely helped prevent even more injuries, and they wonder if they could have done the same.
It's like, how long would it take me to get off of my phone to realize just how serious this was?
Wow. She seems to have a slight heart attack on the whole thing. I was looking up. Some buses in some cities have dead man switches. This one, I don't know if it's on these, but Seattle King County Metro buses, the fleet of King County buses, what they have is there's no public evidence that they've got a dead man pedal, although the buses are designed differently than trains. They say that what happens is when their foot typically comes off the accelerator, the bus slows naturally. Well, that makes sense. Doesn't that happen with everybody when you take your foot off the accelerator?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Oh, okay. So it's got that feature.
But if he was unconscious on the steering wheel, slumped over it, and his foot might continue to press on the accelerator.
Yeah. If they release the brake while stopped, the many buses have interlocking parking brake systems. Look, just one of these things. The guy ended up saving lives. The thing could have careened into a whole bunch of other people. How many ended up going for how many blocks? 1, 2, 3?
5 blocks.
5 blocks altogether.
Hit 7 cars. Almost hit a bus stop full of people.
Reminds me of that horrible accident that occurred. This guy was a murder-suicide. It was back in 97, I think. Back in 1997. It was on the Aurora Bridge, and it was around, I think, 29th of November. The bus going down. The guy walks up to the bus driver, shoots him 3 times in the abdomen, and then shoots himself. The bus then careens off the Aurora Bridge. Do you remember that? Anybody remember that? It goes off the Aurora Bridge and flips over and lands on top of an apartment building. I think so. The driver died. The shooter died. I think maybe 2 other people died as well. But that was a miracle. Off the top of the Aurora Bridge, tipping over and then landing on top.
November 27th, 1998.
98.
The bus driver, a passenger, and the gunman who shot the driver and himself were killed. So 3 killed total.
3, yeah. Golly. And then they went in there and they had to try to lift up the bus because the fire department thought maybe somebody had fallen out and then the bus had landed on top. So they were searching because they didn't know how many people were on board. Yeah. Man, I remember that day. And it was another thing, I think it was right after that or right before that, there was another really weird event that happened in Seattle about the same time. And it was just one of these things where everybody kept thinking, okay, what's the third thing to come? So good for that person who jumped in. Obviously, they didn't know their name because they were referred to as
the hero,
the bus passenger. All right. At 4 o'clock, we're going to have Gee Whiz, Joe. Here's what happened. If you missed the Joe Kent thing on Tucker Carlson, it's one of these things you can't listen to this stuff and go in with, oh, Tucker Carlson hates Jews, or Tucker Carlson hates Trump, or he loves Trump, or Joe Kent. If you go in and you just don't apply any of that to any of it, and you don't take the outside discussions, Joe Kent was a traitor, he was a leaker, they had to get rid of him. If you just listen to what he says and assume that he is telling you the truth as to what he knows the truth to be. And then you listen to Tucker Carlson. This thing went on for 2 hours. We boiled it all down for you. And some of these revelations, or at least statements by Joe Kent, it goes beyond what might have been happening at the White House. Also included in this is Charlie Kirk.
Butler
at the FBI tracking people, which, by the way, we might get tracked. Because Joe found that we got tracked by this show.
That's right.
Got tracked by who?
Somebody in Israel. I'm scared to say the I word now.
What? Come on, say it.
Say it.
somebody in Israel.
Joe showed it to me online. It's crazy. What day was it? The 17th?
17th and 18th, I think, for you. Me, it was back when the files dropped.
As long as Nate's out. Nate's not involved. Here comes Nate checking traffic, Nathan.
Emerald Queen Casino, Seattle to Everett, 50 minutes. It's thick between Northgate and 145th and Shoreline. That's a bumper-to-bumper backup. I'm looking on my cameras. I don't see anything that is really causing this other than just volume. But then you're going to thin out pretty quickly after 145th until you get into Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, 55 minutes. It is solid between 520 and 527 in Canyon Park. South 5 heading into Seattle. It's looking pretty good. You'll eventually start to slow about 85th down I-90. It's a 25-minute trip between Linwood and Seattle. North 5 is solid from the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal Bridge. Bellevue to South Center is at 35 minutes, and you're slow from 520 all the way to the Renton Landing. Then you'll clear out, and then another brief backup down there in South Center as you get closer to I-5. Seattle to Federal Way is at 50 minutes this afternoon, and it is packed from the Boeing Access Road all the way down to 516. And in West Olympia, we just cleared that crash northbound 101 at State Route 8, and there's still just a little backup remaining. Get ready to be transported back to the golden era of rock. It's John Waite with John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band, live at the Emerald Queen Casino April 9th. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
Think about this. In 2006, $20,000 equaled roughly 33 ounces of gold at the spot price. At today's prices, those 33 ounces would be worth over $150,000. Smart Americans diversify a portion of their savings into precious metals. That's why I buy gold from Birch Gold Group. It's a crucial part of my balanced strategy. Gives me peace of mind given all the events that could impact the U.S. economy. See if holding gold in a tax-sheltered retirement account is right for you too. Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold. Just text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 to receive your free info kit on gold. There's no obligation, just useful information. With an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, let Birch Gold help you diversify with gold. Now that's peace of mind. Text Dan to 989898. Again, text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 today. Message and data rates apply.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
Aetna was there for me as I was going through a rough medical patch this year. I had peace of mind, which helped with my healing.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when requested. We show up with the latest in online tools for easier access to healthcare. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
Join the conversation and text your favorite show on the KIRO News Radio text line at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at AmazonBusiness.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says his country's military is holding off on additional attacks against a key Iranian gas field. Netanyahu also says in an address to his country that Iran no longer can enrich uranium or make ballistic missiles. Meantime, President Trump again defends the war with Iran, saying he had no choice because Iran posed a threat to the entire world.
I wanted to put out that fire. And I said, if I do that, oil prices will go up, the economy will go down a little bit. I thought it would be worse, much worse, actually. I thought there was a chance it could be much worse. It's not bad, and it's going to be over with pretty soon.
Congress has not authorized the war with Iran, but sources familiar with the matter tell CBS News lawmakers could be asked to provide $280 billion to pay for it. President Trump says the war is almost over in terms of objectives accomplished. CBS's Weijia Zhang has had a face-to-face with him.
The president talked about this $200 billion supplemental request from the Pentagon to Congress to continue funding the war. We have heard from both Democrats and Republicans their hesitancy to even engage on that huge of a number, which, by the way, is more than all the funding that the U.S. has provided to the war in Ukraine.
Some 10% of all TSA workers have been calling out sick, causing significant delays at airports across the country. CBS's Skylar Henry is at Atlanta's airport, where he has spoken with TSA workers.
Some of whom that we spoke with expressed their frustrations and urged Congress to get to work. Now, coincidentally, we happened to run into Congressman Mike Collins of Georgia, who is landing here back from D.C. He is blaming this on Democrats, saying that because of their sticking point in terms of what they want to see before moving forward with any additional funding, that this simply cannot happen.
No word yet on the cause of death of a University of Alabama student from suburban Chicago whose body was found in Spain today. CBS's Allison Keyes with more.
Police say a team of divers found the body of James Jimmy Gracie in the water off of a Barcelona beach. The body of the 20-year-old was found near where he was last seen, outside of a nightclub with his friends. The area Gracie was found is a stretch of beach with several restaurants and nightclubs.
He was visiting friends while on spring break. A record-breaking heat wave scorches parts of the West Coast on the last day of winter. This man is sweating it out in Redwood City, California.
It's really been hell, and the only reason why it's been hell because we didn't have time to prepare for this hot weather.
It's also very hot in Las Vegas, Phoenix, and Albuquerque. This is CBS News.
Every Sunday, moderator Margaret Brennan goes face-to-face with top leaders to make you better informed. Face the Nation, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Coming up, Seattle's mayor wants a closer look at police surveillance cameras. That's after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. This one brought to us by the Seattle Mariners. Our last afternoon commute of winter 2026 is a busy one. Seattle to Everett at 50 minutes. Once you get over the Ship Canal Bridge, it's wide open until you get into Shoreline. And then from there, we're seeing scattered backups through Linwood. Bellevue to Everett closing in at an hour and 55 minutes. It's solid now from mid-Bellevue all the way into Canyon Park. Everett to Marysville, less than 20 minutes, but you're crowded from the Boeing Freeway all the way up to 529. South 5 into Seattle slows at 85th to I-90, 25 minutes from Linwood to Seattle. North 5 is solid from the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal. It's about 25 to 30 minutes to get from bridge to bridge. Seattle to Federal Way, a 50-minute commute. Your solid backup starts at MLK Junior Way. And Renton to Puyallup, southbound on 167, is at 50 minutes. Don't miss opening day on Thursday, March 26th at T-Mobile Park. Get your tickets at mariners.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. A surveillance program touted by Seattle police is now under fresh scrutiny by Mayor Katie Wilson. She's pausing a planned expansion of those cameras until the city completes an audit surrounding their use.
For some people, seeing CCTV cameras in the neighborhood where they live or work or attend school makes them feel safer. For others, those same cameras make them feel less safe.
Wilson's also halting SPD's use of license plate readers. A letter from the Downtown Seattle Association and 9 other business and neighborhood groups urges continued thoughtful expansion of those cameras. Homicide detectives are investigating after a body was found in a Georgetown encampment this morning. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay has more.
Seattle police got a report of a body near Carlton Avenue South and South Bailey Street around 11:30 a.m. Officers found a man with what they describe as apparent fatal injuries. Fire department pronounced the man dead. Police are trying to figure out what led up to the man's death, and the medical examiner will have to determine how he died. So far, police have not announced any suspects. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
As of today, masks are illegal for law enforcement agents across the state. Governor Bob Ferguson signed the newly approved legislation, saying it's about ending a culture of fear spurred by ICE raids and the Trump administration.
It also shows our immigrant community, our friends, family, and neighbors, that we will stand up to protect them.
Bill does allow for personal protective equipment or face coverings for religious purposes. And the Gonzaga Bulldogs are back in the NCAA tournament, this time as a number 3 seed. It's the Zags and Coach Mark Few's 27th consecutive trip to the tourney.
It is something that we take very, very seriously, and I know this group feels a sense of relief, but also a sense of accomplishment to keep that thing going on their watch.
Zags' next title run starts in a few hours at 7 o'clock. The Bulldogs will face the number 14 seed, Kennesaw State Owls. Now to your weather update. Cloudy skies right now and rain across the region. Showers for tomorrow and then drying out on Saturday. Right now, 55 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show. Thank you.
This is not a paid endorsement or affiliated with John Curley in any way. John Curley for governor of Washington State. Tell the others.
Okay. Rather stick needles in my eyes. Although there is a campaign going on to get me to run as mayor of Cle-Elum.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What happened to the other guys? Is he on the way out?
No, his term is up in 2027.
All he did was bankrupt the city.
Hey. Dive in. All right, so here we go. We got Joe Kemp. I've met Joe a number of times. Seemed like a stand-up guy. Ran for Congress twice. Ends up being brought in. He was a big MAGA guy, brought right into the Trump administration. He gets a job in there working with him.
He deployed, I believe, 11 times.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Gold Star husband. His wife died overseas.
Right. His wife died in Syria 2019, hands of ISIS in the midst of a civil war that started when Obama put his weight behind the Muslim Brotherhood Arab Spring. So, anyway, so Kent is a guy you probably know coming from ran from the 3rd, unsuccessfully. Good guy, straight up dude. You know, a lot of people hated him. I saw a couple of things that some people were saying about him a few years ago. They thought, you know, he's got a lot of kind of unpolished perspectives on some things that people had some problems with. They just thought he was too, you know, I don't know, like beat him up for being too MAGA. Anyway, he resigns publicly. He sends out the letter, which normally you wouldn't send out a letter. You just resign or you get fired or whatever. But maybe he beats them to the punch and decides, I'm going to go out publicly, flame out with this letter, basically saying the gist of it was there's no imminent threat from Iran. Israel's pulling the strings. The president is not making these decisions. And that's kind of sums up the letter. Okay, so he goes on with Tucker Carlson for 2 hours. And Joe has broken it all down into chunks here. And here are just parts of it. So, Joe Kent on Butler, Pennsylvania.
So he essentially his take.
Is this in order as he's bringing these things out?
To some degree, but his take is that Trump is acting at the behest of Israel because he is in fear for his life, literally.
Right. So this is all under the big umbrella of Mossad controls the world, basically. That somehow they were involved in the assassination attempt in Butler. Somehow they're involved in having certain people disappear. They're involved all over the world. Also Epstein, that Epstein worked for them. So this dynamic, spying, super sophisticated group, we saw what they could do with the pagers, blowing those things up and everything else up. The Mossad is this, if you're willing to cast a villain James Bond has to battle, they'd eventually get this one of these guys and he would be in some bunker somewhere. Probably have a patch over one eye. Okay, so here's Joe Kent explaining that this goes all the way back to the attempted assassination of Trump at Butler.
We still don't know what happened in Butler. We don't know what happened with Charlie Kirk. And by no means am I saying the Israelis did this or any of that, but I'm saying there's a lot of unanswered questions there. And there is enough data to at least say that there's a good chance that President Trump feels like he is under threat. We're not allowed to ask, basically, was there any linkage between what took place with Asif Merchant, who was recruited by the Iranians to come to America to recruit proxies to kill President Trump. The FBI put a confidential human source at him. All this is public now. This is all out there in the open. And he's arrested, and then 2 days later, a sniper takes a shot at President Trump. And Crooks, according to the official narrative anyways, is an enigma. We don't know anything about him. We can't get into his devices. If we did get into his devices, maybe there's nothing there. No more questions are allowed to be asked about Thomas Crooks.
Yeah, I got to say, you lift up the rock, and there's so much stuff under there. Nobody about Crooks, and just simply went away, and why did they wash down everything with bleach? And I mean, there's just, nobody talks about it. No one investigates it. Oh, yeah, it just happened to be some guy who, just sent out a few text messages. His family doesn't talk. Okay, but the weird part about Joe saying, listen, I'm not saying Israel was involved, but isn't it weird that we don't know anything about the attempted assassination on Trump at Butler? I'm not saying it was Israel, but then why bring that up? Why put that in the context?
I mean, that is what he's saying.
Exactly what he's saying.
He goes, Kirk was one of President Trump's closest advisors, and he also advocated heavily against a war with Iran. He was in the Oval Office in the lead up to the 12-day war. I wasn't particularly close with Charlie. He was very gracious to me when I was running for Congress, very, very supportive. So we knew each other. And the last time I saw Charlie Kirk on this earth was in June in the West Wing, in the stairway. And I said hi to him, and he looked me in the eye, and he said very loudly, and you've been in the West Wing, it's small, it's a tight space. And he said, Joe, stop us from getting into a war with Iran. Very loudly.
He was single-minded.
And he walked off, and he went, I believe, into the Oval. So when one of President Trump's closest advisors, who is vocally advocating for us to not go to war with Iran and for us to rethink at least our relationship with the Israelis, and then he's suddenly publicly assassinated, and we're not allowed to ask any questions about that, it's a data point. It's a data point that we need to look into.
What do you mean when you say we're not allowed to ask any questions about that?
We've been told that this individual, Robinson, is a lone gunman, and maybe he is. But the investigation that I was a part of, the National Counterterrorism Center was a part of, we were stopped from continuing to investigate. And the FBI will say that they stopped that because they wanted to turn everything over to the Utah state authorities. Everything's going to trial. It's very, very sensitive. But there was still a lot for us to look into that I can't really get into. But there was still linkage for us to investigate that we needed to run down. And I'm not making any conclusions. I'm not saying
No, I don't think you are.
because of this happened. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying there's unanswered questions. We know the pressure because of the text messages that have been made public that Charlie was under a lot of pressure from a lot of pro-Israel donors. And again, we know Charlie was advocating to President Trump against this war with Iran. And we knew at the end of the 12-day war, at the end of Midnight Hammer, that the Israelis were going to come back and ask us to go back to war again.
Okay, so he's alluding to the fact that, and again, I haven't seen the text messages. I don't know the emails. This is just stuff that people have said, that there was apparently $5 million that was offered to Charlie Kirk's organization from Israel.
Yep.
Basically, hey, we'll give you some money and just,
Stop with any anti-Israel take, essentially.
Okay, but all of this, spy on spy stuff has been happening ever since Cain killed Abel. I mean, although there were no spies directly involved with that. But when nations have gone to war, there's been a whole bunch of stuff where people go behind the scenes and advocate for or push for. Perfect example, just very quick. So Roosevelt's in there. We're not going to go to war. We went to war once. We're not going to war. No way. I run for office. We're never going to drag America into the war. So what the British does, the British take this guy, they send him up to Canada, and then they say, listen, he'll be in Canada, but he'll be coming to the United States for you, and he will be our liaison, and we'll let you know what's happening with the war, because we can't trust a lot of other sources, but we can trust this guy. So they told Roosevelt, I think his name was Robinson, and they told him he'll let you know how we're feeling about things. Then they intentionally gave their guy that was supposed to be talking to Roosevelt, misinformation. And he knew it was misinformation. One of them in particular was Hitler is going to go into South America, right? So this Robinson, I believe his name was, he tells Roosevelt that. Roosevelt goes and does a big announcement, not on the radio, but in front of Congress, we're going to stop Hitler, going to go into South America. They were feeding the president of the United States garbage, just bold, outright lies to get the Roosevelt to go, geez, if they're coming to South America, that's right down the street, we better do something. Mm-hmm. And apparently when Hitler heard the speech, he's like, we're not going to South America. But Britain lied to America to get America into the war. Documented truth.
Yep.
This happens a lot. It's just the way it works. Whether Spain and England or France, who's ever fighting who, Benjamin Franklin goes over, tries to get France involved in everything. They do this all the time. So this is just part of it. This is not like this is something new and novel, and I can't believe they're not withholding this and withholding that. The only difference is we get this stuff at the speed of light. It comes out, and people are willing to talk about it, and then it spills out, and then it evaporates like alcohol, and then it just goes away, and then it comes back again. So this is nothing new. We should not be shocked when one country tries to drag another country into war or bribes another country.
Assassinates
somebody to get them to come in there. Can anybody still explain why we went to World War I? All right. Was it Robinson? Was that his name? Did you look it up?
I didn't.
Okay. I think it is. All right. Back to this. Joe Kent talking about Trump's personal security lapses.
But it's been reported that Prime Minister Netanyahu's security detail was caught twice by Secret Service attaching some kind of device to the president's Secret Service emergency response vehicle. Have you heard that?
I've read it in the media. I don't know if that's true.
Okay.
I think the president and the vice president and several members of the cabinet going out to dinner in D.C. and the Code Pink protesters having a heads up about that to rent the table. And that's hard to do. They had to figure out where they rent the table. They had to kind of get the restaurant on board to a certain extent. To me, that's kind of almost like counting coup. It's a soft flex. It's a I can touch you whenever I want. It was Code Pink. They weren't going to do anything. We know they're just going to be kind of crazy and annoying. However, what does that mean? That means you've got real problems with your security detail. And then, a few weeks later, you have an armed police officer who's off duty, who's not part of the president's detail, come right up and shake the president's hand. And the guy's probably patriotic American, whatever. He probably just wanted to shake the president's hand legitimately. But that got a lot of publicity. And what does that mean? And the president, again, President Trump is very smart. I think President Trump has a gift for interpreting large sets of data.
Yes.
And making very, very key strategic decisions. And so when the president sees that he's got issues with his own security detail, when he sees what happened in Butler with the other assassination attempts, when he sees what happened with Charlie, I think it's reasonable to believe that somewhere in his head he thinks that, like, maybe I don't have a choice. Maybe they could harm me or they could harm my family.
Okay. By the way, the guy's name was Stevenson. Yeah. Okay. Now, this is like a John Le Carre novel or something, right? This is a spy novel. So now it's Israel is showing Trump that they can touch him at any time. They could hurt his family members or anything else. So go along with this. You know that you've been talking about invading Iran since the 1980s. So you've got that. And you've already gotten him out. We hit him hard once in June. We just need to finish him off. This is going to benefit you. Stay in on this thing. Okay, but the strange thing is, let's go back. So if in Butler, Pennsylvania, which was what, 3 years ago? Was it 3 years? June 3 years ago? 2 years ago?
That was
2 years ago?
2024.
2024.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So 2 years ago, right? So there was Israel advocating for the invasion of Iran 2 years ago?
Israel's been advocating for the invasion
I know they have. And the United States, even when, the United States was making the decision we're going to go in there and battle Iraq, they're like, no. Go in there and get Iran.
Oh, yeah. we have the audio.
So what it's saying is, you go back 2 years ago, and Israel was already wanting to show Trump, hey, we're going to scare you, so therefore you're going to be beholden to us.
And this is the front.
Even though he wasn't the president of the United States at the time.
This is the front. This isn't even touching on the historical conspiracy element of all this.
All right, All right. Here we go. How about skip the last one, Joe Kent, on Israel calling for the shots on the war. Ready? Here we go. Long one.
The Israelis drove the decision to take this action, which we knew would set off a series of events, meaning the Iranians would retaliate. Now, I think there's a potential there where we could have done several different things. We could have simply said to the Israelis, no, you will not. And if you do, then we will take something away from you. I think that it's fine that we offer defense to Israel, but when we're providing the means for their defense, we get to dictate the terms of when they go on the offensive. Otherwise, they stand to lose that relationship. And the Israelis felt emboldened that no matter what they did, no matter what situation they put us in, that they could go ahead and take this action, and we would just have to react. And so that speaks to that relationship. But also, it just shows that there was a lobby pushing for us to go to war. I know we'll get into that later on in the statement, but we had a real potential, I think, knowing what we know of the Iranians and how they react, and in particular, how they react to President Trump's leadership. The Iranians, under President Trump's leadership, especially in his second term, they have shown that they take a very calculated approach to the escalation ladder. For instance, in the lead up to the 12-day war before Midnight Hammer, the Iranians didn't attack us. They were engaged in negotiations with us. When President Trump came back into office, they stopped their proxies who were attacking us under the Biden administration because they knew Biden was weak. They stopped their proxies from attacking us as well. So they knew President Trump was someone who wanted to negotiate, but more importantly, they knew that President Trump was not someone to mess with because he killed Qasem Soleimani. He killed Abu Mahdi Mohandas. He had defeated ISIS. They knew that President Trump was a man of action. He is militarily strong. And so they said, before we take an action, we need to make sure that it's calculated. So I think in this scenario, even if the Israelis told us we're going to strike on this date at this time, and we didn't, try to negotiate with the Israelis and say, hey, we'll take something away from them, I think we still could have back-channeled to the Iranians and said, hey, if something happens here in the next couple of days, it's not us. We're still serious about negotiations, and we don't want to escalate this because it's well known what the Iranians' plans were. We knew that they were going to hit potentially our bases in the region, potentially our allies. We knew about the Straits of Hormuz. All of these things, I think, were fairly well known.
And the Houthis' ability to close the Red Sea, which they've not yet done, but which would be catastrophic to the world.
It's 2 hours long. We boiled down the best cuts for you from the whole thing. What happens to all this news? What happens to all news, right? Washes up. sitting there on the shore, and all of a sudden a big rogue wave comes up. Everybody pulls their beach chairs back temporarily. They pull their towels back. They get their cooler of beer. They pull it up the beach for a little while. It wipes out a couple of things, takes out somebody's sandcastle, and then it goes back again. And then everybody just goes back to where they were again before.
I don't get that feeling this time around.
You don't?
No.
Do you believe Joe Kent gets killed now?
No. That would be way too obvious.
Okay.
He might get arrested. Their FBI is investigating him for leaking, and I don't think they have to have solid evidence to make that arrest.
You just plant something on him.
Yeah.
Again, if you think of it, it's like we're watching a movie, but we're in the movie.
Yes, we are.
And we can't get any popcorn. Here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan?
Subaru of Puyallup has our update. Heavy rain in parts of our region this afternoon. Everett to Seattle is just a 35-minute drive. This is not one of our rainy routes. 25 minutes from Linwood. You're all clear on this route until you get into the U District, and then from there, it's crowded to I-90. North 5, we're solid approaching the West Seattle Bridge now. Across the Ship Canal, 35 minutes to get yourself through downtown. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, it's 25 minutes on 520. You're going to jam up in the Arboretum. 20 minutes on I-90 with a little crowding in mid-span over to I-5. Bellevue to Renton is going to take you a half hour. It's bumper to bumper now from 520 through Factoria, and then it thins out a bit from there, but it remains slow all the way down to about the Renton Landing. Seattle to Federal Way, we're pushing an hour, 55 minutes. All of a sudden, our backup is starting at the north end of Boeing Field, continues all the way into Federal Way, and if you're heading into Fife, South 5 at Porter Way, we have a new stall right there in the center lane, and this has created a solid backup starting near South 288th. We're about to have this Boeing Field backup connect into Fife right now. Visit Subaru of Puyallup for friendly experts, transparent pricing, genuine care, and savings during the Subaru A Lot to Love event through March 31st. SubaruPuyallup.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Bum. You hear that? You got a bum shoulder, bum knee, your ankle's messed up, you just can't enjoy skiing or riding your bike, running, walking, whatever is bothering you. I got some great news for you. You know, what are you doing tonight at 6 o'clock? It's going to be a good investment of your time because it could reduce a whole lot of pain, give you a whole bunch of answers to get you moving again and get rid of that pain. 6 o'clock tonight, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, the man himself, has got a free live webinar talking about stem cell therapy. Now, he's done more than 20,000 of these procedures. He can include me in the list of satisfied patients. I went to go see him for my hip. It's been, 3-4 months. I'm running again. I feel great. Stem cell procedures. Think about it. Have you heard anything about it? You probably have gotten a couple of bits of information from some people. But if you want to hear from the man himself to find out if this is right for you, if you do have a bad shoulder, an elbow, a knee, a wrist, an ankle, whatever it is, the live webinar is tonight at 6 o'clock. Dr. Mark Wagner talking about stem cell therapy, answering questions as well. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. You register for this at drmarkwagnermd.com.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Hi, Flo here to say that Progressive knows that life can change quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, like when I have to take my ex off my policy.
Oh, sorry. But yes, we can do that.
And can you send them a message and tell them that they have trust issues that they need to work on?
We don't really get in the middle of these conflicts.
Also, can you let them know that I was faking interest in his band and it's probably time to grow up?
I'm not going to do it. Just know that with Progressive, you can easily make changes to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Also, I'm staying in touch with his mom because she's absolutely lovely.
Bad idea.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225 or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-777-1225.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise. There's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Joe Kent is speaking up for the first time since resigning as the Trump administration's director of counterterrorism. Kent, a former congressional candidate here in Washington, joined the Tucker Carlson show last night.
After telling Tucker Carlson Iran posed no imminent threat, then blaming U.S. airstrikes on pressure from the Israeli government, Kent explained there's also no intelligence pointing to any terrorist sleeper cells inside the U.S.
The real threat, and most major terrorist organizations have kind of moved to this model, is the lone actors. Yes. It's inspiring people that are already in place by using the media.
The Trump administration is discrediting Kent. A New York Times report says he's under investigation for an intelligence leak. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
The body of a missing 28-year-old Ballard woman has been recovered. The body found yesterday in the water near a public boat launch at Shilshole Avenue Northwest and 14th Avenue Northwest. Not the outcome her father, Yobi Benjamin, was hoping for.
Many people have stepped up to offer their sympathy and their support, giving tips on sightings. Our family just wants to thank the people of Seattle and police department.
Police say it does not appear foul play was involved. Amazon and Walmart now face more than $1 million in fines from the Department of Ecology. The agency accuses the companies of illegally selling climate-polluting cooling products in our states. Amazon facing an $800,000 fine, while Walmart owes more than $380,000. Washington's governor has a meeting set up this Monday with NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. They're set to talk before the league considers adding teams to Seattle and Las Vegas. KIRO 7 TV's Brandon Thompson spoke with Governor Ferguson today.
What kind of case have you made to NBA owners ahead of the vote next week?
I've not made a case to other NBA owners, just to be clear. What I just would say is we're working hard to make sure we have lines of communication, obviously, with the commissioner.
Ferguson does not think the recently passed millionaires tax will hurt Seattle's case.
We lost the Sonics to a state that has an income tax, and we did not at the time. Steph Curry's paid a lot of money in California, and they have a pretty hefty income tax.
Next week's votes is just one of two. Owners will also meet later this year to confirm the hopeful Sonics return. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 4:33, checking in with Nate Connors.
All right, it's busy out there, Aaron. Seattle Sports has this update. Seattle to Tacoma, an hour and 25 minutes with a solid backup starting in mid-Boeing Field, and this really doesn't let up till you're all the way down to Porter Way in Fife, where we have a disabled vehicle blocking the center lane. Tacoma to Olympia, we're going to continue on down to Olympia is another 55 minutes. Now you're slow through the length of South Tacoma, starting at State Route 16, again between JBLM and DuPont, and a little more slowing heading into Olympia. Renton to Puyallup along the Valley freeways at 55 minutes. Bellevue to Renton's going to take you a half hour. We've got a bumper-to-bumper backup from 520 through Factoria. From there, it begins to thin out, but you're not in the clear till you get down into the Renton Landing. Heading into Seattle, North 5, we're bumper-to-bumper approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge. 35 minutes to make it through this. Seattle to Everett, we're at 50 minutes. Bellevue to Everett pushing 1 hour. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Overcast skies for the rest of the work week. We also have rain in the mix tonight, and again for tomorrow, drier for Saturday, mostly dry again on Sunday. Right now, 54 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Spring showers? Yeah, right. More like spring sprinkles, downpours, hailstorms, cold snaps, flooding, and sometimes even a little sun. Spring in Western Washington changes day to day, even hour to hour. That's why you need experts who have decades of experience and the right tools to keep you weather ready. Watch KIRO 7 pinpoint weather forecasts in every newscast and on the KIRO 7 apps for your phone or TV.
Thank you, Joe. So, well said, well read, I must say. And that is Bucky's Auto Service Centers. We have a guest online, so I don't have time to play along.
I know, this is a short one.
Okay. 16 locations, been around for 50 years, so Bucky's Auto Service Centers. We can't do that to Paul. We got him on the line, and I hear singing and everything. All right. Paul Chabot, this is good news for you. It's good news that we now soon will have an unconstitutional income tax. So get ready, baby. There's more business coming your way. You are the CEO of Conservative Move. What a clever idea. I go to your website. It says, we're moving you to values, prosperity, and safety. Get started. You guys handle everything. Buying, listing, moving, supporting. And then you put in there what's important to you. Schools, safe streets, lower taxes. And then you guys are like, okay, we've got a place for you. Are you seeing a lot of Washington folks coming to you?
We are. Washington has been a stronghold for us. Look, I'm based in Texas, but I'm not a native Texan. I escaped California.
Shocking. You're not with that accent? I could hardly tell you weren't from Texas.
Yeah, I escaped California almost 10 years ago. Retired law enforcement, retired military, wife, 4 kids, middle-class family. We were born in California. It was a state of Reagan, state of Nixon. It was a great state. And it just turned into a place that was difficult to raise a family, from cost to crime. So we escaped to Texas. We could have escaped to a lot of places, but we got here and we realized, so many people are moving out of blue states to red states for the same reasons we were. And it wasn't necessarily from, say, California to Texas. It was, Washington to Idaho, Washington, Tennessee, California to Florida. And so from that, we created this business at conservativemove.com, and it's been thriving. We operate in all 50 states, but your area of Washington or the country is a gift that keeps giving to us in the work that we do.
Did you see Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York, the other day? I think it was yesterday. Did you hear this?
So I saw about 10 seconds of her snippet earlier today.
She's trying to take business. She's trying to take business away from you. Here we go.
I need people who are high net worth to support the generous social programs that we want to have in our state. But maybe the first step should be go down to Palm Beach and see who you can bring back home.
Bring back home. Hang on.
Because our tax base has been eroded.
Oh!
So I philosophically don't have a problem. It is like I have to look at the fact that we are in competition with other states who have less of a tax burden on their corporations and their individuals. And I would say remote work changed everything. There were people who could only work in an office in Manhattan or work in New York State, and they were captives to our state. They were going to stay. We saw that that's not the case. I mean, Wall Street businesses looking at Texas, they're not going there because they have a nicer governor. I know that for sure. But they're going there because of the tax rate. We have to be smart about this.
Okay. So they're admitting it. They're not going to fix the problem. What are you hearing from people from Washington? Did they call you up, Paul, and they say, hey, so what do you got? I'm thinking about it. What are the questions primarily coming from on?
Yeah. So what we find from our folks in your part of the country is they just go to the website. They're like, hey, they type in, I'm fed up. I want to move somewhere else, or I've got to go somewhere else. And when we talk to your families from your areas, it's all the same. It's most of them were born and raised in Washington. They have memories. They were married there. Their kids went to school there, but they've had enough. They can no longer feel like they can survive or thrive with their family. And so they're willing to give up every single thing that they have from memories to go somewhere else and start fresh. And so just to give you an example, here in North Texas, we got a community. We've got another former radio show host, Kirby Wilbur, who moved out.
Fact, I know Kirby.
He's one of our real estate agents. I was on a show 8 years ago, and now he works with us helping folks escape. Same thing, but in his little community, it's all these people from Washington State that moved there for the same reasons. And your governor, unfortunately, is the gift that keeps giving.
Yeah.
Gavin Newsom of California is our employee of the year, if you will, because every time these folks open their mouths or do policies, they're scaring away the middle class, the folks that are helping to help a state survive. And so your governor is half right, but she has failed to identify the real issues, which are her policies are what are chasing people away.
But, Paul, it's not just as easy as putting stuff in a box and, forwarding addresses. When you pick up roots and go, you're leaving friends behind, community behind, a church, synagogue, mosque. You're leaving behind your Rotary Club. It's very hard as you get older. You're just like, we got to move. Plus, where the kids are. Emotionally, it's really challenging to set up in an entirely new state. Do you notice that when did they get back to you later and like, man, this is harder than I thought, or I'm having trouble finding friends?
Well, I tell everybody up front that it's going to be difficult because you're leaving a place that you know, love, and trust. But I also explain it this way. It's like leaving a bad relationship. And once you finally get out of that bad relationship, you look back and you're like, oh my God, thank God I got out of that place. It was just so bad. The reason people stay is because of family, which, they're or older, they have jobs, they're waiting on their retirement, or they're just going to leave. And the numbers are pretty stark. When you look at Washington, you have a huge demographic of Republicans that are leaving, but you have an input of Democrats that are moving in. And the consequences to the blue states is you're losing congressional representation all around the country, and the red states are picking up more congressional members. And so people are voting with their feet, they're voting with their pocketbooks, but it is absolutely a very emotional experience. But once they cross that line, the grass is greener on the other side. And they're not alone. There are 5 people on their streets, at Home Depot. I mean, they're all from blue states that had moved to red states. And here's the thing for the red state Republicans, stop being afraid of those of us that are moving, because we're the reason these states are staying red. We are like the canary in the coal mine coming from blue states saying, don't do what these states did. Don't do what the governor of Washington did or California, because you're going to ruin a really good thing.
Yeah, I saw a study 2 days ago. People that are moving out of California and Washington that are moving to Idaho, the numbers I was looking at, Paul, was, does it affect the voters? Do you see different registration? Do they start to move Democratic or move over the Democratic side or the independent side? The answer is no. They were taking their politics with them. Just quick before we say goodbye to you. So the medium house cost in Seattle is $825,000. What can I get for that in where you are in Texas?
2 houses plus some land, and you're not paying state income taxes. Registering a vehicle is $78 a year, regardless. And again, we work in all states, so we've got a lot of stats, facts, and figures. We'd love to help at conservativemove.com and just be a resource for you.
I can get 2 houses for $825,000.
Oh yeah, plus a little more, absolutely. And you don't have to work 4 jobs or commute in traffic. Healthcare is great. Maybe we get the occasional tornado here in Texas, but hey, we'll take that over some blue policies that are destroying our lives every day.
Yeah, but the Dallas Cowboys suck.
Yeah, you won't hear an argument from me on that one.
Thank you, Paul Chabot. Appreciate it. CEO of Conservative Move. There you go. Get ready. There's more business coming your way, my friend. All right?
Thanks. God bless you guys.
All right, bye-bye. There he goes. Here comes Nate checking traffic, Nathan.
Thanks, John. We cleared that stall South 5 at Porter Way in Fife. That's the good news. The bad news, it added to a lengthy backup that starts right here in Seattle at Mid-Boeing Field. That's a solid backup, and we're still taking an hour and a half to make it through this drive. Now, drivers are ditching I-5, opting for 509, and now southbound 509 is heavy between South Park and Burien. Bellevue to Renton taking a half hour, bumper to bumper at 520 through Factoria, and then it's gradually thins out as you head into Renton. North 405 slow from South Center up to the VMAC. North 5 in Seattle, bumper to bumper, approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. About 35 minutes to commute through downtown. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett are both closing in at about 55 minutes. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
If you've saved more than $300,000, there's one thing you can do now that could make your savings go twice as far in retirement, and it's tax planning. That's right, tax planning could significantly reduce the taxes on your IRA and 401k withdrawals, Social Security benefits, and other investment income. Charlie Harger here. Find out how much money you could save with a free retirement tax savings analysis from the good people at Boss Retirement Solutions. To schedule your free analysis, call 206-210-1350. Tax planning for retirement could reduce your taxes not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. And the savings could be six figures. Let's find out how much money you could save. Call 206-210-1350. 206-210-1350.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice.
You know the one question that guys hate to have asked of them by their wives, Nick?
I can take a good guess.
I know you know 100 of them. This is the worst one. Do these jeans make my butt look big?
Whoa.
Can't answer that one, right? What I've noticed is whenever you ask me questions like that, I just simply say, oh, I don't know. What did the doctors at Longevity Medical Clinic say?
Well, the doctors at Longevity Medical Clinic would tell me that my butt looks great in those jeans now that my hormones are balanced.
What'd they do? Did they give you something to bring your weight down?
No, just a result of having my hormones balanced caused me to lose weight. Who would have known? I had no idea that would be a result of it.
So that's good. So the answer is you look great. You're beautiful.
I feel great. I look great.
Yeah.
And I know it.
I've also noticed that your testosterone makes you a little feistier than you normally are, as my beautiful Greek wife.
I might be small, but I have a loud bark.
Yes, you do. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Do you like helping others? Become a Shiva volunteer. In Pierce County, join the hundreds of volunteers across Washington state who help over 90,000 people each year with their Medicare options and questions. You don't have to know Medicare. We'll teach you. And if you're bilingual, even better. For more information and how to apply, call Shiva at 1-800-562-6900 or go to insurance.wa.gov.
Sponsored by the Office of the Insurance Commissioner and aired by the Washington State Association of Broadcasters and this station.
See country star Aaron Lewis and the State Liners at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, March 24th at 8 p.m. And now an added show on March 25th. He's a multi-platinum artist whose raw lyrics and powerhouse vocals have captivated fans for decades. Now he and his band, the State Liners, are coming to Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Get your tickets now to see Aaron Lewis at muckleshootcasino.com.
Eric Johnson here. I covered a lot of accidents over the past 30 years or so, but I never got to say much about what to do after a crash. Be honest, do you know what evidence to collect, what pictures to take, what documents to request, or what you shouldn't say to your insurance company? The Washington Accident Book Series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the roads throw at them. Know your rights and how to avoid common mistakes after an accident by getting your free copy at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
All right. As I said at the very beginning of the show, that when companies screw up, the best thing they can do is take this sort of aggressive move to mention that they do stink at what they do. And then the consumer's like, see, I told you were horrible. And once you admit it, then you all of a sudden, you get some sympathy and they'll give you another chance. So it happened with Avis. Avis was terrible. Long lines, bad service. They came along with, we're number 2, so we have to try harder. So they did a whole bunch of commercials regarding that.
Domino's did the same thing.
And then Domino's did the same thing, where the CEO sitting there watching people go, oh, the dough is terrible. It has no taste. It's awful. And they're like, yeah, we admit it. We suck. We've been really bad for a long time. Give us another chance. And people did.
It's amazing what saying you're sorry can do.
And Avis...
I'm serious.
And Avis saw their sales within 4 months of running those ads increased by 12%. So that's good. That's big market share on their part. And also Domino's turned it around. So now Burger King has decided that they're going to admit that, yeah, maybe our stuff is gross.
What happened? There was a time Burger King used to be king. Flame grilled burgers, served by folks only happy when you had it your way. No matter where or when or who.
Yeah.
Every meal felt special.
Here it comes.
Spotted at a Burger King in California. Because you felt special.
I did, yeah.
It was great.
Take me to Burger King.
But somehow, somewhere, fast food just fell off. Us included. And that's not good.
No.
So we started listening. I even gave my number out. Hi, I'm Tom, the president.
He did.
And this is what you called us out on. Old restaurants, slow service, simple mistakes.
What is this?
And this thing is just pitiful.
How am I supposed to eat like a king when you're feeding me like a peasant?
And that this guy definitely wasn't helping any of
that's
it.
the king.
Which, fair point. So we fired the king and crowned you. Reinvesting nationwide. One restaurant, one team, one burger at a time. And the iconic Whopper, it's never tasted better, thanks to you. Flame grilled, stacked high, and never smashed in the bag. After all, when we say you rule, we mean it. And we're just getting started. Because there's a new king.
Okay, wow. Okay, geez,
By the way, that is
a seizure.
That is a 90-second ad that they ran during the Oscars. And I don't know, it's apparently expensive ad time during the Oscars.
Is it? Okay. Sure a lot of Burger King people are watching the Oscars. No, I wonder who's going to win Best New Foreign Film. Hey, pass the hamburger. Come on. What a poor placement.
Well, I mean, we're talking about it. So
Okay, that was working.
Apparently.
So what happened is that the people then went in and tried the new Burger King burgers, and they're like, they still suck.
It looks exactly the same.
Yeah, they're still not doing well. And I guess, people looking to spend money, and they're always battling Wendy's, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Burger King. And Burger King.
Where's the beef?
Yeah. Clara Pell? What was her name? Remember that woman? Come on, like that's a trivia question. They go, "Where's the beef?" She's there, that little gal there wondering where the bird.
Where's the beef?
There you go. Fine.
That's a letters in your phone number era.
I know that's it. Yeah. So Burger King trying to get back up on top. Who was the CEO that took a bite of the burger but barely put it in his mouth and then went,
That's McDonald's.
Yeah. I was at McDonald's. He goes, yeah, this is a good product. He called it a product.
That's what set all of these clones off of other companies doing it, Costco and
Costco.
Yeah.
They make burgers?
No,
not the hot dog.
They all started making fun of it.
A bunch of CEOs and stuff started doing that. I don't forget what there's like Wendy's or something did it right after. Somebody did it right after.
It's the worst. The CEOs on television are the worst. That's just horrible. Although Domino's had one guy on, he's pretty clever. Well, I was just like, they're so stiff. It's so obvious that they're a corporate guy. Remember when I got a job at Grand Hyatt in New York City, we had to watch this indoctrination film. And it was Joe Hyatt walking around the Hyatt, and he's like, "Good morning, Mary. How are you?" "Hello, Mr. Hyatt. Great to see you, Mary. Tell your husband I said hi." And he's walking along. Then all of a sudden he's like, "Que pasa, Maria?" And then, "De nada, Joe." You know, whatever. It was so bad. Luckily, there's nobody else other than Spanish people and Mexicans and Americans working there.
Right.
Que pasa? De nada, Joe. It's like, oh my God. It was so clunky.
Clara Peller.
Oh,
there we go. Thank you.
Nate.
Right under the wire on that one. Thank you, Nate. Checking traffic. Here comes Nate.
Yep, we're dealing with a 22-mile backup from Boeing Field to the Fife Curve this afternoon. Plan on an hour and a half for this commute. Drivers are heading over to 509 to get around this, and now this route is filling in between South Park and Burien. Bellevue to Renton, plan on 35 minutes. You're bumper to bumper at 520 through Factoria, and then it's quickly thins out from there. North 5 into Seattle, you're solid approaching the West Seattle Bridge. Across the Ship Canal Bridge, nothing new here. 35 minutes to get through this. Northbound 99 is packed through the downtown tunnel up to South Lake Union. South 5 into Seattle, we're looking pretty good this afternoon. You'll eventually slow up near Northeast 50th down to I-90, and Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, pushing 50 to 55 minutes. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right, you've been thinking about, you hear me talk about Dr. Mark Wagner, right? The guy that does all the stem cell procedures, done 20,000 of these things. Plus, people go in there because they got a bad elbow or wrist or ankle or knee, whatever it is. I had a bad hip. I went in there. He looked at my MRI, looked at my X-rays. He goes, "Yeah, I've seen hips like this before. We can help you with this." So I got the stem cell procedures, 90 minutes, in and out. Did the show the same day. So I can tell you right now, I started running again. I hadn't run in 7 years. It's like a miracle. Now, if you want to find out more, Dr. Mark Wagner will be available to you this evening. Yes, he's making a house call right to you via his webinar. You can set up and sit down and listen to Dr. Mark Wagner and ask some questions about stem cell procedures and find out if this is right for you. This is really nice. He's doing this. It's tonight at 6 o'clock, drmarkwagnermd.com. That's where you register, drmarkwagnermd.com. You've been thinking about it. You got some questions. You want to hear more about stem cell procedures and might be right for you, drmarkwagnermd.com, 6 o'clock tonight.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Bring your visions to life with smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need to achieve your goals. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support.
Do you have at least 1 month worth of food in your pantry? If not, you should definitely go to MyPatriotSupply.com right now. My Patriot Supply is America's #1 supplier of long-term storable food. They've helped over 3 million Americans get prepared. And for a limited time, when you order their best-selling 4-week food supply, you'll get an additional week of food absolutely free. There's no catch, but act fast because this offer ends soon. Claim your free emergency food kit now at MyPatriotSupply.com. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
Get 5 quarts of Valvoline Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $36.99. Limit supply.
O'Reilly.
Auto Parts.
March is an exciting time to be in the garden, especially if you'd love to be growing your own delicious fruit or berries. Hi, I'm Gabby, veggie, herb, and strawberry buyer here at Sky Nursery. This month only, we have a wide variety of Northwest-grown bare root strawberry bundles, a great way to save a lot of money on planting your own berry patch. We also have tons of blueberries, raspberries, and kiwi, as well as persimmon, fig, plum trees, and more. Come on into Sky, because there's nothing like the taste of your very first fruit that you grew yourself. Visit skynursery.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Download the KIRO Newsradio app, where you can watch us live or stream us live anywhere, anytime.
How would this initiative, whatever this initiative is, how would he fund it?
Stay connected everywhere. Download the KIRO Newsradio app.
Yikey Wawa.
What?
My hot water.
Yeah?
Not so hot.
Water heater trouble?
It's not working.
We can fix that.
This week?
How about today?
Apollo Plumbing really is ready right now.
Especially when it comes to water heater replacement.
Think I need a new one?
Is it more than 10 years old?
It is.
Probably so.
Doesn't heat like it used to.
It runs out?
All the time.
That's a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
So are little leaks.
But Apollo can get me a new one?
Installed today by our clean screen trained and trusted plumbers. They're water heater experts.
But I probably got to pay a rush fee.
No extra charge.
You make this too easy.
We'll even haul off the old one.
A new water heater.
Same day. That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
This is going to get my budget in hot water.
Got you covered there too.
How?
Our available payment plans.
I don't have to wait?
Or take cold showers.
You are a lifesaver.
Call us this morning. You'll have hot water today.
That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Spanish authorities say they have found the body of a missing college student from suburban Chicago. The body of 20-year-old James Gracie was found in the waters off of Barcelona Beach, near where he was last seen outside a nightclub with friends early Tuesday. WIAT TV's Avery Boyce reports.
Gisela Macedo says police initially thought this case was just a spring breaker who partied too hard, as he was last seen in Barcelona's busy nightlife scene.
Now the police think there may be something more to it, and say there are indications that something more serious could have happened.
Police have not confirmed if they've located any of Gracie's personal belongings. Macedo says a search is underway, and Barcelona police are interviewing eyewitnesses, including Gracie's friends who left the bar hours before his disappearance.
No word on the cause of death. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is asked about the Pentagon's effort to get $200 billion in additional funds for the war with Iran. CBS's Ramy Inocencio.
He basically said they're going to try to push it through Congress. It's a question on whether Congress would actually approve this. But if they're asking for this much money, $200 billion, that at least potentially implies that this war will carry on for some time.
An escalation in the Mideast war has sent global fuel prices soaring. Gulf Oil's Tom Closa.
Every dollar per barrel works out to about 2.5 cents a gallon for gasoline. We're certainly going to surpass $4 a gallon in the next 3 or 4 days, perhaps in the next 2 days.
There are long lines and shorter patience among those traveling through airports. TSA officers keep calling out as the Capitol Hill funding standoff heads into a 35th day tomorrow. CBS's Skylar Henry is at Atlanta's airport.
According to Secretary of Transportation John Duffy, this may get worse before it gets better, saying that some smaller airports are at risk of closing because of the current situation that's happening here, urging Congress to do something to try to get the measures passed to be able to fully fund what's happening here.
Blood banks are facing a severe shortage of O-negative blood. Dr. David Leon at UC Davis says This winter's big storms and illnesses may have kept many donors away.
O negative is kind of the safest blood to give when you do not have someone cross-matched, so you don't have their blood type identified and you need blood immediately.
A federal arts commission clears the way for the U.S. Mint to begin production of a 24-karat gold commemorative coin bearing President Trump's image to celebrate America's 250th birthday. This is CBS News.
I want to know what's going on in the world. I'm Tony. There are big questions that all of us are asking. I want to get you the answers. How are you? I'm Tony DeCopel. Join me on the CBS Evening News.
Coming up, Seattle's mayor says no more police surveillance cameras for now. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Oh, it is busy out there, Aaron. Home Comfort Alliance has our update. Let's start with our 22-mile backup from Boeing Field all the way down to that Fife curb. It's about an hour and a half to get through this. But add to this, we have a new collision, South 5, just before State Route 18, blocking the HOV lane. Now, one car flew into the northbound lanes, and we have 2 left lanes blocked North 5 in this same area. In Olympia, North 5 just past Henderson Boulevard, a new collision in your right lane, and it is just dumping rain down there. North 5 to JBLM and Gravelly Lake Drive, a medical emergency blocking 2 left lanes. Bellevue to Renton is at 35 minutes. You're bumper to bumper from 520 through Factoria, and then you're going to thin out pretty quickly as you make your way into Renton. Here in Seattle, North 5, it is bumper to bumper approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. 35 to 40 minutes now to make your way through downtown Seattle. Northbound 99, again, an option, but it is packed through that downtown tunnel up to South Lake Union. South 5 heading into Seattle, we're looking pretty good. You're going to eventually jam up there in the U District, closer to 50th down to I-90, and Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, pushing 1 hour at 55 minutes. Last year was one of the hottest on record. Get efficient heating and cooling with a Home Comfort Alliance heat pump for the price of AC. Don't wait. Visit homecomfortalliance.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, breaking news.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo. This just in, Renton police say a 36-year-old employee at Hazen High School is accused of sexual misconduct involving a minor. Detectives picked him up Tuesday night at around 5:30, booked him into jail that night. Police say the victim is now 19 years old, but she was a 17-year-old student at Hazen High when the alleged crime occurred. Suspect's bail now set at $20,000 with all contact with minors. We've reached out to the Renton School District for comments. Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson says she is pausing the planned expansion of a police camera surveillance program. Has more.
The program on Aurora Avenue North. Mayor Wilson says the expansion of the program to the Stadium District, the Central District around Garfield High School, and on Capitol Hill. The Stadium District will be online by the start of the FIFA World Cup. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Jury returned a verdict today in a 2025 shooting of a disabled Navy veteran on Seattle's waterfronts. Gregory Tim was found guilty of second-degree assault. That's a lesser charge than what prosecutors were seeking. Tim will be sentenced next month at the King County Courthouse. He faces 3 to 9 months plus some mandatory 36-month firearm enhancements. No more masks for immigration agents in Washington. Governor Bob Ferguson signed that bill banning face coverings for law enforcement. KIRO News Radio's John Repp reports.
Flanked by supporters at Seattle's El Centro de la Raza, Governor Ferguson formally signed 2 bills aimed at transparency and officer identification, including a bill that State Senator Javier Valdez says is a direct response to masked federal agents in local communities.
No more hiding your identity while you're interacting with the public. The public deserves to know who you are.
Ferguson also signed a law strengthening identification requirements for law enforcement in the state. John Repp, KIRO News Radio.
Now to your weather update. Cloudy skies, some heavy rain in certain spots tonight. We'll see one more day of rain tomorrow and some minor river flooding. Right now, 55 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show. Thank you.
Yeah, here we go. Let's get a good start.
Today's gourmet special, spicy apple surprise. Take 1 fresh apple. Core it, then generously stuff it with raw garlic cloves and a big scoop of spicy mustard. Throw some pickles in there, microwave it for 90 seconds, and baby, you got a stew going.
Okay, then I'm going to throw up. Wow, how about that? And that one was getting called the what?
The spicy apple surprise.
Now we're starting the show with recipes. It's even harder to explain to people the show when we begin with a recipe that involves an apple stuffed with garlic in a microwave oven.
At least we don't have a guest standing by.
I know, that's the worst, Andrew. We get a guest on, we're going to talk about some big issue, and then all of a sudden I'm diving into the news and some guy's talking about an apple stuffed with garlic, and then there's some weird double entendre that nobody gets. Show's going off the rails. I don't even have rails anymore. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Come on.
We don't even have rails. It's just a train without rails. It's a railless train. The hell am I talking about? Time again, the news! It'd be so much easier to do the show drunk.
Try that.
What's that?
Try that.
No, it's fine. That'd be bad news. What do you want to do on this one? The bike thing? What do you want to handle in here?
Let's recap the bike thing.
Recap the bike thing. All right. So here's what you need to know. The state of Washington recently won from the American Bike Association, who even knew for since 2008, we've been the bike capital of the world or the number one bike state or something since 2008. Well, they rip you off at the gas station, right? 50 cents, 45 cents, goes to the Climate Commitment Act. Then those guys take that money and then they spin that money back and they waste it on a whole bunch of projects. Like the amount of money that they spent in order to try to do something about floods, it's not that important. But boy, we want to make sure we spend all the money to the bike people. So $216 million is going to be spent at schools teaching kids how to ride bikes. They spent $7 million, the Cascade Bicycle Club, going around with bikes to teach kids how to ride bikes at the schools. They've spent $15 million in the last 2 years. So you get in the car to drive to work, to do your stuff, to pay your taxes, to pay the bills, and you pay 50 cents or 45 cents additional. They take the money, they turn around, they give it to the bicycle club. So the bicycle club can put a bunch of bikes in a truck or something and take it over to some schoolyard and take the kids out of class so they can ride around on the bikes and teach them how to ride a bike. When the number of kids riding bikes in the state of Washington has continued to decline for the last 20 years. Well, that's a problem because if you're all about people riding bikes, you better get the next generation of kids riding bikes. So let's take tax dollars from you, give it to the Cascade Bicycle Club, and then they can spend $7 million of your money to teach a kid how to ride a bike. I mean, that is corruption.
Didn't you go to bike riding school?
Yes, I did. My whole family went to bike riding school because my dad, I was a legacy bike ride because my dad went to bike school. What a load. Unbelievable.
Well, somebody sent us a picture, too.
Hold on a second. I gotta shock myself. Clear it, please. There we go. They're going to spend $1.3 billion on bike lanes. And they keep saying, if they build the bike lanes, then people ride the bikes. No, they won't. No, they won't. They won't. Nope. They don't even have a really good count of how many people ride the bikes. They say Portland does a pretty good job. They've got little counters. They would know. They say, anywhere between 10 to 20,000 people ride the bikes. Okay, there's 700,000 people, 450,000 commuters moving around. But you get about 10 to 15,000 riding bikes, depending on what the weather is. Majority of them are men. Women don't like to ride the bikes. And I understand. I had 2 people I know that got killed on bikes. I got it. I was training for an Ironman. I did the entire training on a stationary bike at Gold's Gym because I was so terrified of being out on the street. Believe me, I know. I've had people scream at me, throw stuff at me. I've been cut off the road. I get it. It's horrible. It's horrible. But we're going to take your money, more than $1 billion, and build bike lanes. So what you end up having is somebody has to compromise. Where's the compromise in this? On East Lake Avenue, they're tearing up the street. They're putting in new sewer lines and water lines. That's good. But while they also have it torn up, they've decided that they're going to take East Lake Avenue right outside this building, and they're going to have a bike lane on one side, a bike lane on the other. So there's no parking for any of the businesses, no parking whatsoever for the people that live there. And then they're going to have one lane, another lane, and then they're going to have a bus going up and down the road. I mean, slowing everything down. But ultimately, the people of Seattle and WSDOT, they don't want you in your car. They want to make it as inconvenient for you as possible, force you out of your car, get you either on the bike or get you on the bus, because they don't like you necessarily tying stuff up. So you end up having East Lake Avenue being torn up. Do we have any sound from our buddy Paulie? No. Charlie Harker's got a piece on it. He says that the Seattle Rapid Ride J Line is spending $156 million on East Lake Avenue, and the buses won't get a priority lane, but the bikes will. Again, I'm not against bikes. I understand it. If it's safe for more people to ride, but you're not going to move the number up. I don't believe you move the number up, and you really want to spend all that amount of money for just a small percentage of people that are riding bikes? You have a limited funds here, and that's what they spend the money on. But luckily, since 2008, Washington has been, according to the American Bike something or other group, the bike capital or bike state. Where is this thing? I looked at it and I thought, okay, who is on the American Bicycle something or other association? I wondered how many of those people that are also in the state of Washington. But this is a racket.
Here's a little Paulie for you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Not just us, everybody. 30 to 45% in gross sales decreasing. People having a real difficult time in finding space to park.
Yeah. So that's all. There's 352 parking spaces on East Lake Avenue been taken away so that they can have bikes. And when Paulie and the rest of everybody else that has been writing and talking to City Hall, forget it, since Jenny Durkin, they don't write anything back. And he asked for, give us an economic analysis to show us whether or not when you remove parking, it affects sales. Because he can tell you right now, he's at the
14 Carat?
14 Carat, that it's been there since 1970-something. His mom had bought it in 1991. And he goes, our sales are down 35 to 45%. Because like nobody wants to go. They can't park. But they don't care as long as you get up somebody on a bike. It's about priorities. And unfortunately for the people, the majority of people don't ride bikes, but they're not treated like the majority. I understand you want to try to make things safe for people, but there has to be some give and take. Like, how about one lane for the bike? Do you really need to have 2 lanes? Good. Get this. Get the paddles out. The amount of money that is wasted on this hold on one second. I looked up the e-bike thing that they did. They spent, $5 to $7 million in the state of Washington. These numbers are off the top of my head. Looked at them earlier today. $5 to $7 million. They're going to give out $1,200 rebate coupons to people that wanted a bike, an electric bike. And then you had to fill out these forms. Some of it was on the, they're going sort of honesty sort of thing. They checked a few things, but not all of them to verify income. And all the ones that got $1,200, they all went. Everybody that was in the lottery, boo, I get $1,200 and go get a self-electric bike. The ones that only offered $300, people didn't care about those. They didn't take those. There wasn't enough incentive. So $1.2 million of this $5 or $7 million of your money and my money that was set aside to buy people electric bikes. To buy people electric bikes. They still have $1.2 million left over because nobody wanted the $300 little coupons. So I looked up to say, how many people that got the bike are riding the bike? No information. University of Washington doing a study to find out whether or not people that are now no longer driving cars, but that are riding their electric bike that they got with tax dollars, is it reducing CO2? They don't know. They're trying to figure it out. But yeah, people like getting free crap. Yes. So then I went and looked up on ChatGPT. How many new bikes were offered between this date and that date on Craigslist after they were given free money to go out and get a $1,200 electric bike? And they did see, although ChatGPT said, we can't verify it's from that, there was a spike in new bikes, electric bikes, being offered on Craigslist between this month and that month. You go in, you buy the bike, then you take the receipt, you give it to the state of Washington, then it turns around and gives you $1,200 of taxpayers' money so that you then get reimbursed for the bike. And is that person riding the bike? Did they sell the bike? Are they using the car less? Who knows? But everybody feels great that they took $7 million of our money to go give people electric bikes. Am I the only one? Am I the only one that feels that this is absolutely absurd, that we spend $7 million to teach kids how to ride a bike, and then we take $5 million and we give people free bikes? Why not go buy your own damn bike? I'm sorry, Nate. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Get your own bike. It doesn't even affect me anymore. But blow all the hair off my chest. I'm sorry. I'm done. Does anybody want to rebut me? Because I'll punch you right in the throat.
I thought about getting an electric bike. But I had nowhere to put it.
Oh, okay. Good.
And I can't park it in my apartment building's bike parking lot because all of the bikes got stolen out of there.
Oh!
I can't put it in a tiny little apartment because, it takes up too much space.
Yeah. That was the other thing. Of the people that got the filled out the lottery thing, won the free money from all of us, where are they charging it? And how are they fixing it? If you can't afford it, how are you fixing it if it breaks down? And then where do you put it? Are you carrying it up a bunch of stairs to an apartment? Are you rolling it into the apartment? Where's it going? So the University of Washington is doing a study on it to find out if you give somebody a bike, because here's the real number, because Todd Myers is going to come on, I think, tomorrow and talk about this. Here's the real number. How much money and how much carbon? Because let's say $1,200, that's the bike. You take $1,200. How much carbon is reduced if the person rides the bike instead of being in the car? Because it's all about dollars in, carbon reduced. Dollars in. That's the real number. But then when you get down to the bottom of their little study, they find out, you know what they say? Well, it's not really about that. It's really about equity. Transportation equity. They throw that in there. Make everybody feel better. Like, oh, so what you're saying is it's a total waste of money. But, there's transportation equity. People that couldn't afford an electric bike before, and then fill in what other minority you want to stick in there with a bunch of letters, that they get a bike. For what reason? You know what? Why not give them a crock pot? Give them something they can use. Give them a dog. Give them a cat. You know what? Give them a barbecue. Give them whatever. It doesn't matter. Then it's about barbecue equity. But it's like, we're going to give them a bike because it's going to reduce CO2. No, but then they find out, it doesn't really reduce CO2, but it does create equity. Yeah, because you're giving a bike to somebody who couldn't afford a bike earlier. Woo! Success.
If you actually...
Shock Joe. She needs to be shocked. Just shock him. See if he'll come to life. He hasn't been the same Joe in the last couple of days. He's down that rabbit hole, Joe. Clear. Not on me. Not on me. Why? Why me? All right.
You just got terrible aim.
I'm done.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm finished. And again, I'm a cyclist. I ride. I've been yelled at. There was a guy one time, I'm riding to work, and he comes up next to me, and I'm over near Factoria. And I'm at the light, and he pulls up next to me. He goes, the reason I just kind of scooted you over is because you need to not be on the road. I said, you scooted me over. You cut me off. He's like, yeah, well, you really should be safer. Don't be on the road. Move over to the like broken down glass lane, right? So I'm like, you know what? Screw that guy. So we go down the hill. This is over at T-Mobile. I'm on the bike and I'm behind him. Now I'm flying behind him. He pulls in there and I'm his worst nightmare because I've got tight shorts on and I'm excited.
Terrifying.
Yes. And I get off, but I'm also, the thing is, when you get off the bike, as much as you want to go at the guy, you got these clicky-clacky, you can't get into, you can't load up because you're clicky-clacky-clicky. Oh, let me tell you something. So I come up to the guy, I ride right up. So I haven't gotten off the bike yet, so I'm still on the bike. So I haven't had to do clicky-clacky thing. And I knock on his window. I'm on the bike, and he rolls down the window. He's terrified. I said, yeah, it's me. I just want to talk to you a little bit about what you did back there and just explain to you why you don't need to move me over, okay? You don't need to move me over. Legally, I'm allowed to take up my little lane, and I was being respectful. You're not teaching me anything. He's like, well, I tried it. I'll teach you something. And then I clicked off, and then I was all, shaky. Hey, will you help me grab my balance so I can punch you? And then I get on the bike, I go back into work, I pull right into the front desk there at King 5. I said to them nicely at the front door, Des, listen, if anybody calls complaining about John Curley, you just say, you don't know, you haven't seen me. I wasn't on my bike. Just say I wasn't on my bike. Okay, I got you. So you better get the bike out of the lobby, because she used to leave it in the lobby. And she goes, quick, take it downstairs. And I went down like 3 hours later. Did some guy call up? She goes, yeah, some guy called from T-Mobile.
Oh, my God.
He recognized you.
And this is in your evening mag. You weren't even buff yet. I'm sure he's still having nightmares to this day.
I was training for an Ironman, so I used to ride
and that's
in.
when your voice was really high.
Okay, Joe.
Hey, man.
You're missing the point of the story.
I want to talk about what you did to me back there.
I rode in, I would ride back. So I was doing 30 miles up, 30 miles back. Yeah.
You'd have been great if you were in your random acts of kindness uniform.
I know that. Yes. Yeah,
I love that.
I was trying to teach you a lesson. That's what he said to me.
I'm going to teach you a lesson.
All right. You know what? It's unsympathetic. There's somebody out there that agrees with me. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line at 1-888-973-5476. All right. 5476. Here's Nate.
Seattle Sports has our update. It is a tough commute out there today, especially in the south end. Let's start with a 17-mile backup from Boeing Field to State Route 18, where we've got a collision blocking 2 left lanes. Seattle to Federal Way is going to take you a solid hour. The same crash is blocking 2 lanes in the northbound direction at this same location. Looks like this collision occurred northbound, and 1 car crossed the median into our southbound lanes. North 5, you're bumper to bumper from 54th and Fife up to the scene. Tacoma to Federal Way right now is at a half hour. Tacoma to Olympia, 50 minutes. We've got backups between JBLM and DuPont. Another backup in Lacey heading into Olympia. North 5 in Olympia. We've got this crash just past Henderson Boulevard blocking your right lane. You're backed up to 101. And JBLM, we cleared that earlier medical emergency North 5 at Gravely Lake. You're left with about a 2-mile backup, though, back at the main gate. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeways at 50 minutes. You're bumper to bumper from 405 all the way to 277th there in Kent. You'll catch a little break, and then we're heavy again from Algona into Puyallup. And a new collision here in Seattle, North 5, just past the West Seattle Bridge, taking up your right lane. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nathan. I know what it's like. Your hair begins to thin, and then the crown disappears. And the next thing you know, that hair loss starts to rob you of your identity. You're like, well, I guess I'm going bald. Who am I? That's how I felt before I visited Advanced Hair. You see, they've got this simple one-day treatment. They regrew my own natural hair. They do the exact same thing for you because it's going away and it's not coming back. It's not leaving a forwarding address. It's in the pillow. It's in the shower. It's in your comb. It's going away. And for whatever reason, you're losing your hair. Now, if you are okay with that, that's fine. You don't have to listen to the next 26 seconds. But if you want your hair back, you can do the exact same thing that I did. You can go to Advanced Hair. You set up a free consultation, $250. Knock off, they'll give you 250 grafts. You can call 425-449-8185. You don't want to wait because your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. That's 2 years in a row. Give them a call at Advanced Hair. Check out the before and after pictures, but give them a call, 425-449-8185, or visit advancedhair.com.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Welcome to this week's Puget Sound Express Whale Report. Even though it's gray whale season in the Salish Sea, whale watchers are abuzz about a trio of Biggs orcas seen in our waters this week, according to naturalists from Puget Sound Express. These orcas have never been seen in Puget Sound before. Researchers believe these orcas, given the names T419, 420, and 421, might be based in the Gulf of Alaska. Naturalists from Puget Sound Express also reported a rare fin whale last weekend near Port Townsend. Fin whales are the world's second largest whale and are only seen in our waters every few years. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers guaranteed gray whale tours departing from Edmonds and Port Townsend. In addition to grays, orcas and humpbacks are also in the area. Puget Sound Express tours are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. They guarantee you'll see whales or your next trip is absolutely free. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
I'm here with Wes Jones of SellWithWes.com. And Wes, you were just telling me you think 2026 is going to be a rebound year for the housing market.
That's right. I think we're heading into the best real estate market of the past 4 years. And here's why. If you take a step back and look at the big picture, experts are anticipating a 15% increase in sales volume next year. Interest rates are at near 3-year lows and trending down, and home prices have held near all-time highs. There is a lot of pent-up demand. People have been sitting on the sidelines waiting for their time to jump into the market since 2022, and they need a place to buy.
So, hey, 2026 might be your year. If you're considering selling your home, if you're thinking about moving, but there was something that was just holding you back, now might be a great time. So do this. Go to sellwithwes.com. You can see your home's real value there with Wes's home value calculator. Then schedule an appointment by giving him a call. Sellwithwes.com. Sellwithwes.com. It really just is a better way to sell your home.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. That's ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo. Police in Renton say a 36-year-old paraeducator at Hazen High School is now under arrest for sexual misconduct with a minor. Detectives arrested the Tukwila man on Tuesday night and booked him into jail. Renton PD's Megan Black says the victim is no longer a student at Hazen.
She is 19 years old and I believe was 17 at the time of the occurrence.
Suspects being held on $20,000 bail in order to not have contact with minors. Police do not believe there are other victims, and we have reached out to the Renton School District for comments. The nation's former director of counterterrorism is speaking out for the first time since resigning over the war in Iran. Joe Kent, a former political candidate here in Washington, spoke last night to Tucker Carlson.
Joe Kent first claimed Iran posed no imminent threat, then told Carlson he blamed U.S. airstrikes on pressure from the Israeli government. And for Iran possessing a nuclear weapon?
Was Iran on the verge of getting a nuclear weapon?
No, they weren't, 3 weeks ago when this started, and they weren't in June either.
Tuesday, the president called Kent weak on security matters. The New York Times reports he's under investigation for an intelligence leak. Luke Tucci, KIRO News Radio.
On this first day of March Madness, Washington's governor is talking professional basketball. Bob Ferguson has a meeting set for Monday with the NBA commissioner as the league considers expanding to Seattle. Governor telling KIRO 7 TV.
I plan to do a lot of listening. What I've tried to emphasize with him and others is that the state stands ready to be helpful, that this is a priority for me.
Next week's vote, just the first step in a potential Sonics return. Owners would still need to approve the expansion at a later time this year. And the Mariners have named their opening day starter.
And Logan Gilbert, brilliant tonight in Detroit. Strikeout number 7.
It'll be Logan Gilbert's second straight year taking the mound to start the season for the M's. They'll be at home for opening night next Thursday, taking on the Cleveland Guardians. Now to the real-time traffic desk. We check in with Nate Connors.
I can hear the excitement in your voice, Aaron.
Just a little bit.
Yes, sir. Hey, a 17-mile backup continues from Boeing Field to State Route 18, where we have a collision blocking 2 left lanes, South 5, North 5, in the exact same location. This same collision, a separate car, is blocking 2 left lanes as well. So it turns out the crash occurred in the northbound lanes, and then one car crossed the median and is wound up in the southbound lanes. So we've got quite a collision scene down here in both directions, and this is going to be with us for a while. So Seattle to Federal Way is a 1-hour drive. Tacoma to Federal Way just went up to 35 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia plan on 50 minutes. We're backed up from JBLM into DuPont, and then again between Lacey and Olympia. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, 50 minutes. It is solid coming off 405 all the way to South 277th there in Kent. You'll catch a nice little breather, and then we're going to get heavy again from Algona into Puyallup. Bellevue to Renton's at 40 minutes, and North 5 heading into Seattle just past the West Seattle Bridge. A collision partially blocks that right lane. They're mostly on the shoulder. You can still squeeze by, just obviously slow way down when you do. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Now to the forecast. One more day of rain tomorrow. Some minor river flooding. We'll have high snow levels, drier over the weekend and into early next week. Right now, 55 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, Wilcox. What do you got, Wilcox? Teeny, spin that giant wheel with all the names of all the players. And let's, Teeny. Thank you. Wheel spinning around, brightly colored. Look at that, red, green, yellow, magenta. New color on the board, and it lands on me. Okay, I'd like to take an egg. Not even cook it. The Wilcox Family Farm eggs. It just be as raw as the day is long, and just throw it at that car. That more than 15 years ago that cut me off over at T-Mobile. And then... Hey, man. My high squeaky voice. Here's a Wilcox egg for you. That's going to be in the book. Leather bound book for you right there. Okay. Boy, this show is turning into Coast to Coast.
That's nothing new.
But it just feels even more like... And we don't make fun of Coast to Coast. I listen to it on Saturdays, driving back from somewhere.
You should call it hole to hole. You know, from one rabbit hole to another.
Oh.
Instead of coast to coast, call it hole to hole.
Don't say anything. Just let that sit. Just let that sit. Look at his face. Look at his face. It's always the best you don't say anything when somebody comes up with that idea. All right. Here's the latest on this guy. He was he's a big, highly decorated Air Force general, right? He leaves the house at 11 o'clock in the morning. He leaves behind, I think, his wallet. He leaves behind phone,
everything.
Yeah, a revolver. Goes out. No one knows where he is. William McCaslin.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. So he is a missing scientist, and he'll join other missing scientists. The reason this is one so suspicious, why did he just leave? No message left behind, nothing. He wasn't suicidal, as best as anybody knows, just disappeared. But he was also somebody that was testifying regarding UFOs.
There's no indication, and we are not putting forward, that Mr. McCaslin was disoriented, confused. Arguably, he would still be the most intelligent person in the room that any of us would be in. Highly intelligent, highly capable. But that information was given to us early on, and out of an abundance of caution, we escalated to a silver alert.
Now, before retiring, General McCaslin oversaw a highly classified program linked to UFO research. And many are wondering if that secretive work past and researching UFOs could have made him a target somehow. Even if you're a UFO skeptic, it's hard not to be curious about another strange aspect of this case. A former colleague of General McCaslin's who also disappeared, also under strange circumstances last summer. Is it all a coincidence? Let's go to Alex Capriello live in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Good.
Alex, what are you hearing about?
Alex is going to get he'll get to the bottom of this. Let's see what he has.
2 disappearances.
Yeah, very strange, Elizabeth. We've been spending the day digging into this missing persons case.
Oh, good. He'll have the answer. Hold on. He spent the day digging in. Hang on.
Case of Monica Reza. She vanished off the face of the earth about 9 months ago. Last seen hiking in the Los Angeles forest with a companion. By all accounts, everything seemed normal that day. She was about 30 feet behind that person she was hiking with, smiling and waving. He turned around. Next thing you know, she was just completely gone. Rescue teams spent days looking for her, but actually never recovered her body. But what's so interesting about this story, Elizabeth, is that she is essentially connected with General McCaslin right here in New Mexico. She's an aerospace engineer, and she developed a special metal that was used in rockets. It was a project that the U.S. government funded and something that was overseen by the general. And now, all within less than 1 year, both of them have essentially vanished off the face of the earth. We don't know whether or not these missing persons cases are connected at this point. But I did tip off the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department about it, asked if this was a lead that they were investigating, and we're still waiting to hear back.
Okay, so he doesn't know. Alex did not get to the bottom of it.
No.
600 New Mexico residents have been asked to hand over their home security footage to see if they can have any information regarding the disappearance of the general.
And they did, and they found nothing. They also, so here's there is a Substack that connected these 2 scientists that they just talked about. There are 7 others that were connected in some way or another through MIT. They're either missing or dead. There was 2 MIT scientists that you might remember in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
One was murdered on his doorstep. The other one lived literally in the middle of nowhere, and someone came and murdered him. And there couldn't have been accidental robbery or anything like that because he was miles from any other homes. And there's also a connection between the General McCaslin and this Twitter account that is called TMB Spaceships, and it was really active in kind of the UFO kind of realm, and it went completely dark the day that he disappeared. One of the interesting recent tweets from that account said, "I saw no aliens. I saw no alien technology. I saw evidence of ancient human advanced technology."
That's from the general?
That's allegedly.
Okay.
That's from the account that everybody says was his.
And then one weird thing, because we don't want to be left out. We don't want to disappear off the face of the earth.
Right.
And we, as far as I'm concerned, we're still here.
And we're not suicidal.
No. But the other day, Joe calls me over. He's got this weird look on his face. And I thought maybe it's that bad steak he'd eaten the night before.
Oh, that was rough.
And then he goes, "Look at this." And he pulls up on this website. And I didn't realize what it was that was tracking. But it said Joe puts in searches on John Curley. They're flat line all the way through. And then all of a sudden, it spikes up on the 17th of March.
Correct.
Goes way up and then goes back down again. And then one little blip later on. And I said, well, who's that searching on Google? And the answer was?
Somebody in Israel. So Google has a feature, it's called Google Trends, and you can put in any keyword or any Q search and find out what people are searching for in different countries. So this is for advertisers trying to target their audience. And since the whole Epstein files dropped, people have started doing this and posting this when they post their theories or whatever on social media. And so somebody had done that a couple of days ago. So I said, oh, I'll find out, I'll see, look up John Curley and see what happens. And it happened to be, I think it was on Tuesday when we were talking. It was the first time we had talked about kind of the Joe Kent and the Israel connection. And we said Israel a lot on the show. And all of a sudden that day it pops up as 100 search queries for your name. And there was one 2 days prior. I can't remember what we talked about, but it must have been something Epstein related. I did the same thing for my name, and the day it popped up was that weekend when the Epstein files dropped. The only time in recorded history was that weekend that the files had dropped, and I was doing a bunch of research online trying to.
So you think it's reacting to your searches, that if you look a lot, then all of a sudden the algorithm punches you up? Like if you're looking a lot, then it wants to find out if
apparently somebody in that part of the world is all of a sudden has an interest in what you're talking about or what you're searching for.
Not a human being, some bot kind of thing.
Who knows?
Well, I could say this. It wasn't on the 17th. But remember I did that monologue about Billie Eilish and the pin.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I do.
And it was about the story about the hand, the bloody hand, and what's the significance of that. So I did the research. I wrote the monologue. I heard from one of the relatives of the guy that was murdered, whose blood was imprinted on the glass that was part of the hand that's Billie Eilish's pin was. It's because this was a long time ago. And they said, thank you for remembering our brother and bringing to light the tragedy of what had happened on that day. And, and so like that could possibly be.
Sure. Did they say they were in Israel?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
But we weren't talking about on the 17th.
No.
All right. So if I disappear or Joe disappears, then it's going to be the Jake and Spike show all the way to 7 o'clock.
Or the Nate and Andrew show.
Yeah, Nate and Andrew.
Okay.
We're already working on it.
And Teeny.
Yeah. We're working on that already.
Okay. All right, fine. All right. We're workshopping. All right, here comes Nate and Andrew, apparently. Here we go.
All right, the KIRO Newsradio app has it. We've got a 17-mile backup this afternoon between South Boeing Field and State Route 18, where we've got a collision there at 18, blocking 2 left lanes. Seattle to Fedway, we've gone up to an hour and 10 minutes. That's a 40-minute delay. Now, this same crash is blocking 2 lanes north 5 in that same location as well, because one of the cars crossed the median and crossed into the opposite direction. So north 5, you're bumper to bumper from 54th and Fife to the scene. Tacoma to Federal Way is at 35 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia is starting to get a little better. We're down to a 45-minute commute. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, still 50 minutes. It is still packed from Renton into Auburn. You'll catch a little break and then heavy again from Algona into Puyallup. North 5 into Seattle, it's bumper to bumper from the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge. We cleared that crash just past West Seattle, so that opens up a lane for you. But it's a half hour from bridge to bridge. Text app APP to 888-973-5476 and download the KIRO Newsradio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO Newsradio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Yep, it's raining out there. Integrity Roofing and Construction is your trusted local roofing team. Integrity offers free estimates, and their customer satisfaction speaks for itself. They'll keep your home leak-free and protected from the Northwest rains. Visit integrityrc.com to schedule a roof assessment or video inspection today. With years of experience in roofing and restoration, their skilled team can help with a simple roof repair or a full renovation. Don't wait until the next storm hits. Schedule your free estimate today. Visit integrityrc.com. That's integrityrc.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
If you've saved more than $300,000, there's one thing you can do now that could make your savings go twice as far in retirement, and it's tax planning. That's right, tax planning could significantly reduce the taxes on your IRA and 401k withdrawals, Social Security benefits, and other investment income. Charlie Harger here. Find out how much money you could save with a free retirement tax savings analysis from the good people at Boss Retirement Solutions. To schedule your free analysis, call 206-210-1350. Tax planning for retirement could reduce your taxes not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. And the savings could be six figures. Let's find out how much money you could save. Call 206-210-1350. 206-210-1350.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at washingtonaccidentbooks.com.
Insulation rebates from PSC are at historic highs. American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $3 million in PSC insulation rebates last year, more than any contractor in Washington. Homeowners, business owners, and PSC trust American Crawl Space and Pest Services. Was your home built before 1990? Visit AmericanCrawl.com to see how much you can save on replacing your insulation.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Jazz Alley welcomes Candace Springs on tour in support of her latest release, Run Your Race. Backed by her all-female rhythm section, it's a show you won't want to miss. March 26th through 29th, tickets at jazzalley.com.
The John Curley Show Mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
I get Advanced Hair. I think Hudson's got a song for us.
Very sure. Nice.
Okay. We're going to let it today. First, take care of all the rest. Joe.
Dennis in Seattle says, buddies, do you want to have some fun this afternoon? Okay. Well, let's talk about sound transit. Does somebody say asparagus? This is the CBS network, right?
You got it, Dennis. Hit them all. There. B in Puyallup says, big butts are in. It's okay to tell your wife her butt looks good.
Big.
Veronica
on the 206 says, Joe, does Nate have a job interview today? He's looking snazzy in that button-up.
Yeah, no, this is my job.
Bill in the 360 says, maybe the new mayor's husband will bake a cake for the bus driver hero.
Hey, maybe. Robin in Spanaway says, I was working at Harborview when that bus went over the Woodland Park Zoo. We didn't know how many people were coming into trauma.
Okay, wow. We're reliving all the news. Bob in the 206 says, that was an unreal accident.
Tina on the 425 says, tell the head honchos at KIRO Joe Mama Wallace is simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I've never met.
Thank you, Tina, for that. Bad breakups from 253 says the Alpine divorce sounds like the end of The Bachelor.
I believe him. Don in Tacoma says, I'm sure you can find comfort through a Home Comfort Alliance.
Barbara 425, oh, Joe, you animal. Great ending, though.
Doug in Mount Vernon says, Jack and Jill went up the hill. Jill came downhill with Bill.
Man, why does it feel like so quiet and distant today. These just feel like they're just kind of hitting clunk, clunk.
Because Andrew's not paying attention.
Right, that's it. Tamara, the two, and Tacoma says, John, is that your Jimmy Stewart impression? It was getting close. I decided I was holding back on you.
Old man John says, you don't respect anything you don't pay for. I paid $2,000 for my own e-bike. I ride it everywhere, every day, and I have for 5 years. Best purchase I ever made.
There you go, old man John. Way to go. Officer Kevin O'Neill says, they want you out of your cars. That's exactly what they do. Yes.
Fish and Langley said, I used to live on Franklin Avenue and would cut through to the quick stop lot to the 14 Carat in 1980. They need parking back on East Lake. Can we turn the clock back, please? We don't live in Amsterdam.
No, we don't live in Amsterdam. Mike in Portland says, Portland is not only drier, meaning less rain in Seattle, but it's also a lot flatter. Yeah, there we go.
Karina in Seattle says, we're not against bikes, we're not against bikers, but we are against those lanes.
There we go. Thank you for that. Fernando in Seattle says, it's the same people that give out 425 business of the year. Fernando, that's not fair.
Oh, that's legit. Bonnie in the 206 says, just thinking, many, many, many years from now, we'll be able to rip up the carpets and be pleasantly surprised to find room for umpteen more lanes of traffic for cars.
Rihanna in Arlington says it's all those Lime scooters with no helmets anyway, barely a bike in sight.
425 says, I was involved with the planning of the expanded 520 project. During the planning, Cascade Bike Club claimed there would be more than 10,000 people a day going across the Lake Washington. We put a counter on the UW on 520. On a good day, spring and summer, the most that crossed was 2,500. I haven't seen that many riding in late winter, fall, and early spring.
I remember that. When did this happen? It's I'll take a free electric bike.
And now it is time for the letter of the day.
Right, okay.
From Andrew in the 509, he says, hey now, we track your show too. Every Monday to Friday from 3 to quote-unquote 7, except for when John has an auction or face surgery, loses his voice, or maybe getting a tea infusion. We are the faithful trackers.
Thank you for that, Aaron. Thank you, Andrew. All right, is that it?
That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. Didn't write no
guitar's
more.
really out of tune. All right, let's let Nate do a little bit more before he starts his own show with Andrew.
That's right.
All right, behind our backs. Here we go.
We just cleared those collisions at State Route 18 and Federal Way in both directions of I-5. All vehicles have been moved to your left shoulders, so this opens up 2 lanes in both directions. North 5 right now remains packed from 54th up to 18. Tacoma to Federal Way, plan on a half hour. South 5 is backed up all the way from Tukwila near the Duwamish curve to State Route 18, and it gets really thick there near South 200th. Seattle to Federal Way is down to 1 hour. Tacoma to Olympia, 45 minutes, still slow between JBLM and DuPont. After the main gate, though, you're going to begin to thin out. A little more slowing as you head into Olympia. North 5 slows through South Tacoma. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, we're down to 45 minutes. Still scattered backups, though, from Renton all the way to Puyallup. Renton to Bellevue is a half hour. It's packed at 520 to the VMAC. And heading into Seattle northbound, I-5 packed from the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal. It's a half hour from bridge to bridge. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise, there's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
At Madrona Financial and CPAs, we believe financial decisions should be made with clarity, not sales pressure. That's why we host weekly educational seminars and live webinars on retirement planning, tax strategies, and rental property decisions, designed to help you think more strategically about your future. Whether you prefer attending in person or joining from home, there's always something coming up. To see our upcoming schedule, visit MadronaFinancial.com. Madrona Financial and CPAs. Informed planning starts here. Madrona Financial Services is an SEC registered investment advisor.
The G and Ursula Show.
If you want to see what I'm wearing today, check out Mrs. Roper.
Weekdays 9 to noon.
A moo-moo is like a bank. You never know how much is in it.
On KIRO News Radio and the KIRO Newsradio app.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated, so don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert, or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart, just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225 or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-777-1225.
John Curley here. A Lennox heat pump does the work of a furnace and air conditioner. And right now, get Lennox heating and cooling